Hey, this is Tarence Kinsey, known as TK. I'm in the Youngest in the Yacht Club podcast.
4-on-4. Ball Williams to the hole. No. Kinsey, yes.
Yes.
Tarence Kinsey, one of the Golden State game heroes.
And here's attacking the basket makes all this happen. Because when you attack, the defense has to collapse. You flatten the defense out, and Tarence Kinsey comes in and throws the hammer down.
They want the money and fame. We go to the city and we don't be tucking our chain. Woke up in paradise and we live in the drain. I know it won't be the same. Someone go put a cocaine. Fly Latino gang.
I used to dream of something like this. Remember times I was
started, man. Youngest in the Yacht Club. I am Vince Serrano, and I am pleased and proud to have one of my dogs, somebody that I could say is my friend, somebody I could say I grew up with, someone that I could say made it from where we came from, man. Tarence Kinsey, man. Yo, bro, thank you for being on here, bro.
Man, pleasure for having me. Look forward to this. We were supposed to be and do it, but one thing about God is always on His time. So
big facts, big facts.
We here now,
bro. You've come such a long way, man. I always want to say, man, who is it Terrence or Torrance, bro? Cause I always got you as I always knew you as Torrance.
It's Torrance.
Okay,
absolutely.
Okay. Cause sometimes I be hearing people call you Tarence Kinsey, dog.
Man, I heard my name so many different ways.
Right.
So my first name, my last name. I just go by it. Just say TK.
TK.
You know
TK.
what I mean?
Big facts.
That's
big
one
facts.
reason why I told people just go with TK because they
facts.
tore my name up for years.
Bro, I don't even know. Bro, I see the things that you doing, man. I see, where you come from, and there may not be a lot of people like, the younger generation, but we got to educate them, bro. Where are you from, and who is Tarence Kinsey, bro?
Wow, how many minutes we got?
We as long as you want, bro.
Tarence Kinsey. I'm from Sefner, Florida. Then I moved to Carver City, but I'm who I am. I'm a brother. I'm an uncle. I'm a son. I'm a grandson. I'm a friend. Like, that's who I am. That's who I try to be on all of those facets. What I've done doesn't make me, just who I am as a person and who I try to help. Every day we try to be a beacon of light, trying to make sure that you're sharing something that's going to influence the principalities of the world to be on your side, because I'm just heavy on that. And that's who I am. Every time I speak with someone, I always try to let them know that the words that come out of your mouth is a spell. You know what I'm saying? And based off of what you say, that's who you're going to attract. If you always say, man, I'm depressed, or man, ain't nothing going right for me. God is He's a God of free will. So He's going to step back and step out the way and allow whatever you asking for to present itself. So if you present the negativity side of it, that's what you're going to get. You present the positive side, He's going to allow the positive to come. So that's who I am as a person. Born and raised, like I said, in Sefner, Florida. Moved to, it's a whole story within all of this, but they moved to Carver City, and that's when I developed into the city kid and playing ball that much.
Big facts. Before we get into that, man, where did you learn those things from, like the negativity and the positivity? Where do you think that process? Where did you get that from?
It's cultural. It had to be. Like I was saying, when I grew up in Sefner, I lived with down a dirt road. My grandmother lived in a red brick house, and across the street, my mother lived. Well, across the dirt road, my mother lived in a trailer, and my grandmother at the time and my grandfather at the time. Shout out to Juanita McPherson for first thing first. Yesterday was her birthday, but she's passed now. My other grandfather, they passed as well. But I remember going to their funeral and hearing that she had over 72 foster kids come through her house before she passed. And when I lived in Sefner, she had 7 foster kids on top of me, my sister, coming back and forth across the dirt road.
Right.
And just seeing the way she taught. I always believed in God. I always had that faith. My grandfather, hardworking, always had that faith. My mother, a minister now as well, always having that faith of progressing, speaking things into existence. The word manifestation kind of got big during COVID, but that was a childhood word for myself.
Big facts.
And you know what I mean? And, just by off of their work ethic alone, that's what they needed to order to get them to where they were. Then when I moved to Sefner, my father, from Carver City, my father's side of the family, same. They educators, believed in God, believed in moving forward, pushing the needle forward, and they were politicians on that side of the family as well. Dope. So I had to adopt that from both sides of the family. And then my father, truth be told, I know I'm speaking about God, but what he taught me was he gave me the fucking attitude. Yeah, serious. Yeah. That's the only thing that he have ever gave. Give me, seriously. Yeah. And when I say this, I mean this. He literally, that's what he embedded. Fuck that shit. Right. Whatever it was, man, whatever. Right. Don't let nothing bring you down. Right. You only got one life to live. Right. And live it to the fullest. And that's who he was, and that's how I operate. Bruh. And so we never ever got into all that, right? I just known we play ball, AAU, but I always wondered, man, because you were always a straight individual, right? But you did have that fucking attitude. So yeah. it's like, okay. It's like, yo, you're not looking for no problems, you know what I'm saying? But you got that go-getter attitude, man. That's dope, man. I know you said you moved to Carver City and then that's how you got into playing ball, man. And how did that come about? Man, what got you into basketball? What got me into basketball and how I got to Carver City, rewind the tape. Okay. Like I said, when I lived in Sefner is strictly country. Right. So how I was raised, my childhood was probably one of the best childhoods ever, bro. Dope. Seriously. From go-karts to dirt bikes to we had GT bikes back then. Yeah. Then on the hunting side of it, like I said, we lived in the woods. So we had tree houses that we would build all throughout the woods, bro. Damn. Like over 10 tree houses, one over here, one over here, one over here, one over there on this side. Yeah. And we had, when I say dead serious, we had BB guns galore. BB guns galore, bro. Uh-huh. It was like 10 BB guns in every tree house. Yeah, y'all got to just chill and laugh. You know what I'm saying? So when we were out there, we learned how to hunt. And everybody out there was country as I don't know what. Right. So we used to hunt rabbits, squirrels, doves, raccoons, you name it. From possums to gophers to, we had a farm with chickens, ducks, geese, goats. So we had all of that going on. Wow. And our neighbors did too. So we would actually hunt and take raccoons in our book bag that's dead, full of blood in our book bag, squirrels, rabbits, and take them to our neighbors and ask them which one do they want. Wow. So we'll pull the raccoon by the tail like, hey, this going for $30. They'll buy it. This dove, this bird right here, we're going to sell it for $5. This rabbit was like $12. Wow. And we were selling it to our neighbors. Wow. Hustling. So, dead serious. Dead serious. Uh-huh. So that's why. And so every morning, before school. Imagine you being in elementary school. Right. The bus come at, I think, 6:15 in the morning. Right. So we'll get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, go in the woods, set our traps that we built, come back home, take the Santa sparrows off of us, rinse off with the water hose outside, and then, you know what I'm saying? Put our deodorant back on, put our lotion back on, and put our school clothes and walk up the dirt road to catch the bus. As soon as the bus come back to drop back off, we run to the tree house. See what you caught. See what we caught. Go get our BB guns and go see what we caught. Right. Man, next thing you know, you have some of everything in our traps. Wow. And you do the same thing over and over. Wow. Then one day, I got to make sure I say this right without, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I'm not trying to get it one in trouble. Right, for sure. So on our way to the dirt road, to the bus stop, we had neighbors. They were involved in some things, and one day, my grandmother had an uncle named Roosevelt. Mm-hmm. My Uncle Roosevelt used to bring watermelon and fish wrapped up in newspaper all the time on the back of his truck.
Wow.
So we knew what he was coming. Everybody in the neighborhood knew he was coming with fish and stuff like that.
Right.
So one day, this is how I got to Carver City.
Right.
So one day, they stopped me. There's like TK and Devin, my other homeboy Devin that was with me. There's like, I know y'all go up here to this park and hoop, and I know y'all be having squirrels and raccoons in y'all book bags. Take this fish. It was fish wrapped up. Say, take this fish, take it to this guy that's gonna pull up at the park. And he said, don't go in the book bag, just bring the book bag back to me. I said, all right, no problem. Go down there, he put the wrapped up, looked like it was fish in the book bag. We ride our bikes down there, the dude pull up, take him to the book bag. He go in there, do what he had to do, put some money in there. I bring the book bag back, say, here go the book bag. They're like, oh, we appreciate it. Next thing you know, he break us like $600.
Damn.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said to Devin. I said, Devin. I remember the next morning, we out there in the woods, me, Devin, Tank, Dante, Caesar, like my foster kids, my grandmother used to keep. So I'm telling them, I'm like, nah, bro, I don't want to hunt no more. I want to learn how to fish. Right. Dead serious. I told Dad, I said, bro, I ain't hunting no more. Man, it's over. I want to learn how to fish.
Right.
He was like, all right. So we go take our money. We go buy a little fishing rods and all the little bait. And never fish before in our life. Right. We go into little creeks and stuff like that. We catching little fish about this big. So we wrap it up in newspaper. So I'm like, man, I'm finna go take it to the neighbors. I'm trying to sell the fish for about $100. They looking at me like, you don't give me this raccoon and take that little old fish out of here. So I'm looking at Devin, I'm like, why in the world we not making the same money that we was making
with up?
So with the dude, so next thing you know, he said, TK, take this down. So we do this a couple times. I don't look in the bag or nothing. Right. I'm getting broke off every time, 600 just for delivering fish.
Right.
All right. So one day we still had blood and all that because the blood used to lick from the bottom of my book bag. Right. Like on our shirt and then get on the back of our pants and stuff and our legs. So we would wash off with the water hose or do the slip and slide thing. Right. I left my book bag in the front of my grandmother's house by the front door, and my mom lived next door. Right. So I forgot that I left it there, so I go next door, not thinking, because it's my hunting book bag. Right. My grandma go in there, and she unwraps one of the fish. Right. Man, there was a brick of cocaine in there, bro.
Damn, dog.
It was a freaking brick of cocaine wrapped up like it was newspaper.
That's crazy.
And the very next day, I didn't say goodbye to nobody. I didn't say goodbye to my friends, nothing. The very next day, I left Burnett Middle School and ended up at Roland Park.
That's crazy.
Just like this. I'm talking about.
In a blink of an eye.
Like, I'm asleep. When I wake up, you going to school over here. I'm like, what? Drove to Roland Park, got dropped off like it wasn't nothing. My first day at Roland Park I had no idea I was coming.
That's crazy.
And then the very first day after school, we played basketball. I got in a fight the very first day at the school because of you know what I'm saying?
Right, it's crazy.
So that was my introduction of Carver City, Roland Park, and being in the city, and whoop dude, and we continue to hoop. Like I don't know what y'all think this is. Yeah. But we, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we continue to hoop, and then that's how I ended up in Carver City, bro.
That's crazy.
Dead serious.
That's crazy.
Dead serious.
What inspired you? That's bro. TK, I never even knew that story, bro. That's crazy.
Nobody don't know that.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Oh, exclusive. Youngest in the Yacht Club. That's crazy, bro. Not to say anything, but like, obviously, did you end up going back to Sefner? Like,
to visit on weekends and stuff like that. But my grandmother, she made that call. I thank God. Let me continue to tell the story.
Yeah.
Literally a week later, feds did a whole sweep.
Yeah.
Sweep. Everybody out there, everybody in the neighborhood, all my friends, top of the road, bottom of the road, dirt road, everybody went to jail.
That's crazy.
Went to jail for years.
Damn, dog.
And I know I would have been in that circle because we didn't even know what we were doing. We thought we were selling fish and raccoons and stuff. But all of them guys, they end up being locked up. And once again, oh, you ain't from 7 you done left. You ain't tell nobody you was dipping. You flawed this, that, and the other. My nigga, I thank God that my grandmother made that decision. My mom, she told my mom called my grandfather, told my dad, and they was like, yeah, you got to bring him over here. Yeah. They thought I was
the leader. Yeah.
They thought I was selling the drugs.
Right,
like that. I didn't have no idea what was going on. So I remember when I got there, my grandfather, it made sense because my grandfather was who he was. My grandfather was a powerful man in the city, very powerful. And he would just always be like, not grilling me, but just like, why your eyes red? My dog, we just got through swimming. Yeah. I got chlorine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like, walk by here, let me smell you. Sit down right here, come and talk to you. What you got going on? I'm like, Grandpa, I don't even know why I'm here. What happened? He was like, you don't know why you're here for real? I said, I have no idea. He's like, your grandma to tell you, your mama them to tell you? I like, nah. He was like, well, this is what happened, grandson. In your book bag, you had a brick of cocaine in your book bag. I said, I had fish, raccoons, squirrels, and probably a busted up turtle. Yeah. That was for the sale. You know what I mean? I'm like, I wasn't used to that. So that's how that happened, bro.
That's crazy.
Straight up.
Crazy. So how old were you when that whole?
I was in middle school. I was in 12, 13.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
True story.
You end up in Carver City. You been tall your whole
Nah, 8th grade, me, Kevin, Corey, all my guys, we were 5'8" when we played for Spirit. All of us was 5'8".
Yep.
5'8", 5'10", something like that.
Yep.
That summer before my freshman year in high school, I grew to be 6'2".
Yeah.
So all of us is here. By the time school started, I was like,
you
right
shot
there.
up.
And
big fast.
That's how.
And so, because I know you from Spirit. I know you from Spirit that year. And so what made the transition that you said you was finna focus on ball? Like, how did that come about?
I liked basketball and football. Coming from Safina, we played football out there in Dover and all that. And then I played freshman year JV football. Got hit.
Yeah.
Went across the middle.
Oh,
got hit. Had a big chunk of dirt. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know how long I was out there, but I know I was out. It wasn't no spring up off the ground and get back to the huddle.
Right.
I think once I got up, I was in practice. I got up and I went straight to practice. The very next day, I ain't even finished the season.
Wow.
I started to say, you know what? Basketball season got conditioning. I'm out here running around the track while they out there practicing. Man, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on basketball.
Big facts.
Thankful that I did that.
Yeah.
And I'm still the same size almost.
Yeah.
So, football was my calling. But my heart was big. And from there, I focused on basketball. My grandfather did an amazing job with teaching me the ropes.
That's cool. Did he play ball?
He coached. I know he coached. I don't think he played ball.
But he coached.
He definitely coached. He coached for Blake for years growing up, the first Blake. And also he's responsible for the Blake High School being where it is.
Right now.
Yeah, he got it built right down along the water.
That's awesome, bro. That area's changed, dog.
Yeah, it did.
It's crazy. And it's changed for the better, but it's also there's a lot of memories in that area, bro, during that time. So you went through high school. How was high school for you? Knowing like now, you're getting in 8th grade. Now you're saying you're gonna focus on basketball. How was that whole? I know you got a lot of accolades, bro, in that time, man. How was high school for you?
High school.
What school you went to?
I went to Jefferson High School,
right?
AKA Jefferson University. You feel me? High school was amazing, man. I can't even lie to you. Once you get over those fears of what people tell you, it became amazing for me. Because I'm going to rewind the tape a little bit and get to high school and tell you about that whole high school experience and how I got to college.
Absolutely.
Rewinding the tape, knowing that when I was 4 years old, right? I remember having a dream, waking up, telling my mom, hey, Mom, I made it to the NBA.
Wow.
I'm gonna buy you a car and a house, and I'm gonna retire you. My mom said, son, I told you this when you were 2. Like when she bought me the goals, and she tells me this story still. She said, I remember God just revealed it to me. Wow. And she told me, she said, you're gonna make it to the NBA. They had the goal on the little Fisher Price goal at the highest level. I'm shooting on it, trying to dunk on it. You know what I'm saying? And she told me it took 2 years for that to catch up and manifest in me, and for me to have that revelation, that dream, that vision. It came to me 2 years later as a kid, 4. And it took 18 years for that dream to come true. Follow me? So now you have 3 years of middle school. You got 4 years of high school. They say you're going to have 4 years of college.
Yep.
So rewind the tape in middle school. I remember from elementary, they was like, oh, when you go to middle school, them kids, they rough. They going to beat you up, take your lunch money. They do this, they do that.
You know, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So they said that on every level. Like, okay, well, in elementary, you were scared to go to middle school. And then once you get to middle school, you're like, oh, middle school is all right because it's the same kids. But the older kids that was there, they seem cool.
Right.
They don't want you to outshine them, and we trying to outshine them. It's like we're going to compete regardless.
Right.
Then you go to your freshman year in high school. They saying the same thing. Oh, boy, them kids over there.
They rough.
They rough. Boy, they going to beat you up. They going to take your lunch money now. You know what I'm saying? You better be ready. And then you looking at, on the basketball and the sports level, you looking at who in the city is doing their thing. They had Desmond Allison.
Yep.
They had Chucky, Dez, the whole Robinson crew.
Yep.
Then you see T-Lat. Then you see Sedpo. Then you see the Grand boys.
The Grands,
Then you see all of them boys like, they going where? And you like, man, they hooping like that?
Yeah.
You like, so now you get that little self-doubt or fear because you ain't really been through nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, of course, my freshman year was I ended up starting my freshman year on varsity. But I could tell you I was inexperienced. I didn't know the game. I didn't know the speed, this, that, and the other. So it was challenging. But then at the same time, you get the pats on the back because you're a freshman starting and playing well. And as it goes, you're getting better and better each year, then each year, then each year. And navigating with friends and a teacher and the culture of Jefferson, it was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Jefferson was phenomenal, man.
That's awesome.
And but speaking on strictly basketball at this point, it also wasn't all peaches and cream. It was a lot of in the room crying to myself or beating myself with like, why in the world I'm not getting any scholarships? I'm not being recognized. Like every year I improved my game.
Yeah.
Got better and better. And to the point where I think my junior year I was probably top 5 or 3 in scoring, senior year top 2. So I ended up winning all of these accolades, my dude, from fast forwarding to my senior year. Right. Because at this point I still don't have any Division I scholarships and some small.
Which is crazy, bro, because I remember asking you, bro, what you got looking on you, and you be like, I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
But I ain't had nothing.
Bro, and you remind me of a Reggie Miller that could move. That could move, right? So it was crazy to see, bro. We was hooping, you was hooping, and to see that it made me feel like at that point that we wasn't getting the shine that we needed to get in Tampa, bro.
I know we wasn't.
It's crazy.
We wasn't. So I'm gonna tell you about that. So I'm out here hooping, coming out every game. I'm taking the game serious as heck because I'm trying to get to the next level.
Right.
I remember this 4-year-old dream that I always said I wanted to do, and I'm thinking in order for me to get there, I have to get to college.
Right.
And I don't have no D1 scholarships at all. At the end of my senior season, nothing. I had like Eckerd, thank God for them, and stuff. Eckerd, some lower level colleges that had my offers. That was it. So one day, it was the same day as the Hillsborough County All-Star game.
Yeah.
The same day as the Hillsborough County All-Star game, we had the lunchroom table.
Yep.
Everybody talking about what you gonna do for the game. How many are you gonna get MVP? You gonna be in the dunk contest?
Right.
So all of us just talking junk.
Right.
And during lunch, and then lunch bell rang. We go to our next period. I go to my web design class with Miss Favor. Over the intercom, they said, Tarence Kinsey, you won the 4A Player of the Year. The 4A Player of the Year.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, what is that? I have no idea. So about 3 minutes later, the principal, my coach come down, and the person that's presenting that award, they come into the classroom and they say, TK, you won the 4A Player of the Year award. I got up on my seat. I go receive the award. I say, Coach, man, I appreciate it. He gave me a hug. And I just take the award and go sit back down like it ain't nothing because I really wasn't feeling the award because I have already won Hillsborough County Player of the Year, Best Player of the Year, all these accolades.
Every single one of them.
All these accolades, and none of them transpired into a scholarship.
Right.
So Coach was like, nah, T, get back up, come here. He said, I need you to call your grandfather. He said, this is a big deal, man. I said, all right. So I called my grandfather in front of the whole class. My grandfather picked up. He said, my boy. I said, Grandpa, guess what? He said, what? I said, I just won the 4A Player of the Year. His exact words were, are you fucking kidding me? And hung up. Straight up. So I gave the phone back to Coach, and then he like, so what your grandfather said? So the classroom right here, the teachers and them right here, all them, he said, are you fucking kidding me? And hung up. And everybody looking and they laughing. I'm just sitting down like, man, y'all,
what up?
Y'all just embarrassed me like this. Y'all know my granddaddy, y'all threw that, man. You out of control. So he do that, so I go sit back down so that they leave out. 2 minutes later, after they leave, my coach come back with my grandfather on the phone. He said, T, your grandfather. I said, Grandpa. He said, my boy, listen, this is what we finna do. He said, I just made a call to the North versus South All-Star game. This is for all the players, all the best players in the state of Florida. They've been invited to this. He said, I called them and I asked them, why has my grandson been overlooked all 4 years of his career? He don't got no Division I scholarships. He's not even invited to the best player in the state, for the best players in the state tournament, when he just won 4A Player of the Year. He's supposed to be on this list.
Big facts.
They said, Mr. Kinsey, we apologize. We overlooked your grandson. He said, we don't have a jersey for him, but we'll get him a jersey. We don't have a number for him. We're going to put some tape on his jersey and give him a number. Bring him down tonight. So, literally, I'm supposed to play in the Hillsborough County game
that night. Right.
We leave early to head down. I can't remember exactly where it was right now.
Bro, the All-Star games when Jack won I was in that game, right? Yeah.
So everybody on my way, everybody was calling me, where you at? Where you at?
Right.
You ain't playing?
Right. We was wondering where you was at.
My grandfather said, don't answer that. You need to focus. Seriously.
Right.
So on the way down there, I'm sitting like, what in the heck I'm going to go do? Like, what game is this? I'm supposed to be playing in
the county
All-Star game. I want to play with my guys. So on the way there, I'm just looking at the window, and he hit me with one of them across the chest like, my boy, listen. He said, when you go down here, you don't know none one of these guys. He said, don't go down there and be trying to play no buddy ball with them. You don't know them. None of them your buddy.
Right.
He said, everybody down here got a scholarship, Division I scholarship. He said, a player that you matched up with named Sam Barber II, guess where he going? I said, I don't know. USF. He said, did you get a scholarship offer or anything from USF? I said, nah. He said, the USF, he got a scholarship offer from USF, and that's who's going to be guarding you. He said, I need you to kill him.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. He said, I need you to kill him.
Yeah.
So on the way there, so I'm like, I said, yes, sir. He said, well, get your mind right, and when you go out there, you need to leave here with a scholarship.
Big facts.
Long story short, I end up winning MVP of that whole tournament.
Okay.
We leave out the gym, the back door. My grandfather out there after the game. When I say after I snapped nobody, I don't even think I windmilled all season. Man, I'm windmilling, catching jump left and right off the rim. Everything falling. I need to find that video.
Yeah, we did. Hey, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we was so. It was Alio, right? Was it Alio in our, or was his brother, right?
Alio,
okay. Alio, Mike, not Mike, Tyler, all these dudes, man. That's why I was saying, I was like, damn, you didn't play in the All-Star game? Damn, that's right, because in the practices, you were there, but you weren't there for the game.
Right.
And we was all like, why? Where the hell Torres go, bro?
I had no idea I was on the way down there, bro. I had no idea I was on the way.
Fire.
So I'm down there. My grandfather seen the reaction of the gym. So we in a locker room. My grandfather come this way, and we go out the back door, and we walk all the way around the gym this way to go to the car. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want me to come back through the gym.
Right.
So I'm like, so I still don't know what the heck was going on.
Right.
So long story short, when I get back to my coach said, man, the gym was wrapped around the corner of coaches trying to talk to him about me. My grandfather saw that, got me out of there the very next morning. Guess who was the first coach that come about 5 o'clock in the morning, come to the front door?
Odom from South Carolina. Who? That's USF coach?
It was Seth Greenberg.
Seth Greenberg from USF.
Straight up. It was Seth Greenberg.
Hey.
He coming there with all the high energy. I'm talking about from soon as he get out the car, he yelling, Torrance. So my grandmother like,
Who is this guy?
my grandmother with a high pitch, somebody T like that. That's how she said my name, like T, like she still to this day. She said, Randolph, it's a coach out here to see little T from USF. My grandfather, exact word, let his ass in. I'm like, what? He in his recliner, and I'm on the chair sitting there. I'm like, Granddaddy, this is my first D1 scholarship coach coming to the house. I hope you finna chill.
Right.
So he come in. My grandma said, let him in. He come in, energized. What a performance you had. You played well. You know how he is. You played well, da. Man, we want to offer you a scholarship right now, but if you don't take this scholarship, we're going to give it to Sam Barber II. I don't know why he said that.
Oh, that was
my
the
grandfather,
worst.
knowing who my grandfather is and how he is, he said, give a about no USF and no scholarship. I don't care if my grandson ever play basketball again. He was not going to USF.
Wow.
I'm like,
damn.
if I was close enough to kick him, I would have kicked him. Like, Grandpa, don't say that. Because I don't know what happened.
What? Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to give you 2 seconds to get up out my house. He said, no, Mr. Kinsey, we just I want to offer him a scholarship. He was like, well, don't come in here with no ultimatum. I'm talking about what he needs to do right now. He was like, my grandson not coming in. I need you to get out of my house in 2 seconds. He said, 1, Seth Greenberg went to say something else. He grabbed the phone book, said 2, and threw it at him. And my grandmother came over and said, Seth, you got to get out of here. You got to go. So I had to, after that, it was time for me to go to school. So I'm like, Grandpa, what's up? I said, that's my first D1. He said, I don't care what. He said, you don't know what's going on yet, my grandson. She said, trust me, I always have your best interest. He said, that's not the school I want you to go to. He said, I don't even care if you ever play basketball again. You're going to go to school and get you a degree regardless.
Right.
And he was like, you're going to be all right, trust me. I went to school like, man, I ain't going to USF. I don't got no Division I.
Yeah, he done kicked the coach out.
Kick the coach out. Like, this coach going to tell that coach.
Right.
They're going to be like, I'm just a problem kid.
Yeah.
So my whole day was sour.
Right.
When I come back home, it's coaches in the yard. It's after school. Coaches in the yard. People trying to talk. Next day, the next day after, it was just a random coach. Like, I can't remember who was all there. It was just
a lot.
People.
Yeah.
And the next day, my grandfather said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to organize it. Tomorrow, my grandson, we able to talk. I think UMass was the first thing. UMass came. I went on a visit with them. Then Boston College came. I went on a visit with them. Then South Carolina came. And we liked what South Carolina had. They had the best graduating plan for my grandfather.
That's dope.
And then I went on a visit with them. I was supposed to go on a visit with Georgia Tech and then Florida. I like Carlos Powell. That was the best visit I ever.
From Florida? From
Carlos Powell from South Carolina.
South Carolina. He was on, okay.
On the team.
Yeah.
He was the host for mine when I was the
your
visit. For recruit.
Yep.
He put on the show.
Yeah.
He put on the show.
Carlos Powell,
He signed me. Carlos signed me, dog. Carlos signed me, boy. For real. So I came at home side with South Carolina, and then it come to find out that Florida, they wanted me to walk on.
Oh, that's crazy.
They wanted me to be a walk on to try to come make the team.
That's crazy.
That's why I had a chip or shoulder against them.
Right.
Every time. Like, tears used to almost come out my eyes when I played them.
Yeah.
But that's how I made it to college.
Bro, fire, bro. So you went from, and bro, that's a crazy story, dog.
Yeah, serious.
It's a crazy story, dog, and it's dope because, youngest in the Yacht Club, bro. People see the glitz, they see the glamour, they see the making it to the jam, to the lead. They see you making it to the scholarships, bro. But they don't see the work that you had to put in. Literally last minute, season about to be over. You about to be at the All-Star game, the county All-Star game. Grandpa has to make the call, bro, and you You know what I'm saying? It's like God opened them doors for you, bro.
And you just said it, last look. And that's part, when we get to the foundation stuff, that's part of my foundation. That's the name of it, the Last Look Initiative.
That's fire.
And that's what you just said, the last look, because I had that last look. And if it wasn't for my grandfather advocating, and I'm sorry that I missed this major part, kind of want to rewind the tape a little bit.
Big facts.
When we was on our way to the All-Star game, after he was talking about who got scholarships and what you need to come down here and do, he reminded me and said, do you remember your junior year and your senior year, all of those VHS tapes that I used to record for you? I used to record all your games. He said, do you remember licking the stamps? Do you remember doing that?
Yeah.
He said, because I didn't lick the stamps. You licked the stamps, and on your way to school, you took it to the airport and dropped it off. I think that was not a UPS.
The FedEx.
Whatever,
yeah.
the FedEx right there. I used to take those tapes and cassettes and the handwritten letters to all those universities my grandfather used to write and send them off. He said, that's what all this is for. He said, all the coaches that you sent those letters to, those VHS tapes to, and all them stamps you licked, they're going to be here tonight. Get you a scholarship, man.
Fire.
Swear to God.
Graham
Swear
came
to
through,
God.
bro.
He was the biggest advocate for me.
Big fact.
For real.
Bro, you deserve that, bro. And bro, I tell you, man, I played with you, bro. So I know. What was you on? You played for Team Florida, or
For a little bit, yeah, I did.
Did you play with us in Tampa Housing Authority too? No. Okay, so yeah, you played on Team Florida. The reason why I wanted to ask the question from AAU because I played with you. I know I played against you, and I've seen you rise through the ranks. As you rose through the ranks, what was the difference, right, between, you talked about it, the game speed at the college level from the game speed at the high school level? How was that when you first got into high school? So you ended up going to South Carolina. You ended up getting a scholarship. Tell us about that part.
The game speed from high school to college?
Just the whole transition.
The whole transition was part of our foundation initiative too, is for one, the game speed, the whole professionalism. Like you don't know that you're a professional in college. You are a whole professional. You are, even though they weren't giving you money then,
right?
But that 4-year degree, they got a dollar amount to it.
Big
this is
fact.
what we paying you.
Your dorm, your room and board, your schooling, the meal card, the meal plan.
We giving you hundreds of thousands of dollars
a year
for you to come out here and to be ready. For one, I realized the transition of the game speed, I wasn't ready. I realized the knowledge of the game, I didn't know. The correct spacing, the correct rotations. So it was like I spent my freshman year getting ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to the point where I was almost red-shirted. To the point where I wish I would have gotten red-shirted, but we thought red shirts was a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was actually a good thing. It was getting you ready.
But I didn't red-shirt. I wish I would have red-shirted.
Right.
And so that difference from me going from middle school to high school, playing as a freshman starting, me going to college trying to do it on the freshman, not really getting no minutes.
Right.
It was just a big difference,
Right.
huge difference. The speed, the tempo, the knowledge of the game, understanding the breakdown of the plays. Just wasn't ready because of our coach did a great job.
Yeah.
Coach Dunn, I'm not Coach Dunn. Coach Dunn was my freshman coach.
Okay.
Then Coach Gressive came, and Coach Washington was under that. But they did a good job. But it's to be ready for college.
Yeah.
You gotta be. We need a little bit more from the city.
What did it do to your confidence?
It did it again.
It humbled you, right?
It humbles you again because you do it that's why I always go back to the 3, 4, and 4 years. Middle school, 3 years. My confidence, I'm better than everybody in middle school. Mm-hmm. So your confidence is, yeah, I'm him. Mm-hmm. Then you go to high school. It's like,
boom,
I got these guys I'm playing against. Y'all going to what schools
right,
now?
Duke.
And you know
yeah, Oklahoma State. You see Joey and them winning the national going to the national championship game. Yeah,
you got Casey and them running around dunking everything. Come on.
Hey, dog, that's crazy.
So it's like, all right, it's this. Now it's like I got to work my way up to get to that, knowing by the time I'm a junior or a senior, I'm gonna be ready to compete. That was my only advantage was I had people like CT I had people like my cousin Twan, rest in peace, my grandfather, and I'm telling you, oh, you're a freshman in your sophomore, you playing well, good job. But your junior and your senior year gonna be your breakout year. People don't really understand that until it happens.
The long game.
Right. But now you see a lot of freshmen and stuff in college to be one and dones and all of that.
Right.
Everybody aspired to be a one and done.
Right.
But that's hard as I don't know what. You know what I mean? But if you can really just wait it out,
Yeah.
and you can see your junior and your senior year peaking, I think and now speaking on the tournament now, is getting back to that.
It is.
Because
The other levels are catching up. The other schools, the mid-majors are catching up.
because of the portal.
Yeah.
Because of the portal.
Yeah.
Now I'm not finna go get some kids from high school that's not ready.
Right.
I'm going to the portal and getting them juniors and them seniors. That's what Florida Atlantic was.
Yeah,
San Diego State. Them guys weren't brought in.
Right.
Those portal kids.
Yeah.
And now we got some kids that's ready to hoop.
Right.
And now we can compete
Right. At the national level.
at the national level.
Crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
And you understand the game, bro. And I don't know how many people. So I don't get many people that I could talk to about the game that have a high IQ of the game. You understand the game because you played at the highest level. That's the difference, man. So I know when you see these kids now, Tarence Kinsey back then in the game now been a
Different.
It'd have been different.
It'd have been different.
Yeah,
Way
yeah.
different.
I mean, even though, bro, you had an awesome career at South Carolina. Let's talk about your junior and your senior year, because I mean, there's a highlight. You in Madison Square Garden.
Awesome, man.
Hey, man, that's
Man.
you sunk the game. Was that your senior year?
That was my junior
Year, the
Absolutely.
NIT championship,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, man. Rewind the tape. Boom.
Okay.
Freshman year, played a couple games. I remember I broke my foot against Alabama.
Damn.
I had to get a plate. I'm not a plate, but a screw put in. So that ended my freshman season halfway through.
Right.
So I was like, dang, I wish I would have red shirt.
Right. How many minutes were you getting at the time?
3 to 7.
3 to 7 minutes,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
you played too many.
You know what I'm saying? 3 to 7, had a stress fracture, trying to play on it, broke it. They said, I remember them telling me, a stress fracture, you ain't going to really break nothing. And I snapped it in two.
Damn.
And I had to get a plate, been out with 6 months. So that was leading up to my sophomore year.
Right.
Sophomore year, we ended up making a turn in the NCAA.
Right.
Had a nice little, I don't even think we had a run, but we made it.
Right.
My junior year, we was even better than my sophomore year, but
Right.
we was a bubble team. We didn't make it into the tourney, so we
Right.
got pushed to the NIT.
Right.
And I remember this conversation in the locker room. Coach Dunn. Now, I don't know why I keep saying Coach Dunn. I never said Coach Dunn name so much in my whole life.
Right.
Hey, let me pray for Coach Dunn. Lord God, I just hope that the Coach Dunn, you doing all right, because
Let's
your name
go.
keep coming out of my mouth.
Amen.
I pray over you, your family, everybody, man. I wish you well.
Amen.
Like, for real, I don't know why his name keep coming
Nah,
out.
it's all good, bro.
So that's what it is. I
Blessings,
wish you
man.
well, homie. So in Jesus' name, amen. And so my junior year in the locker room, Coach Duckett,
Okay.
all right?
Okay.
Coach Duckett and Coach Odom and Coach Sanders, myself, and I remember me, Trey, Brandon, Ronaldo. At this time, I wasn't the captain, but I was the co-captain, but my presence was very heavy to the point like I was a captain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I wasn't with Ronaldo in the locker room, bro, because I didn't even know that he was going to South
I
Carolina.
recruited Ronaldo. I got them to get Ronaldo.
Bro, I know he went to IMG.
And get Ronaldo, man. Get
I
Ronaldo.
need you to call him and be like, Vinny doing a
Dead serious.
Yeah.
Ronaldo used to live with me when he to the point, no disrespect or nothing. When Ronaldo got there, he used to live with me.
Wow.
He used to take care of him and all that. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
nah,
you coming to South Carolina, I need you.
He needed somebody like that, man.
Dead serious.
You know what I'm saying? I do feel like you guys, when I knew, at first off, how many people was from Tampa on that South Carolina team, bro?
Just for on South Carolina, just me and Ronaldo.
You and because I was like, who the hell?
Just me and Ronaldo.
Okay, so you guys are in the locker room.
And coach was like, man, he was like, unfortunately, I got good news and I got bad news. We didn't make the NCAA tournament. I think we watched it. Fellas, I don't want to be wrong, but I think we watched it hoping that we was going to get called for the bubble team to go to the tourney.
Right.
And I remember us kind of feeling down, like, dang.
Yeah.
Coach was like, what y'all want to do? We got the NIT, but y'all didn't make the NCAA, but you got the NIT. He said, the best thing about this is only 2 champions at the end of the year.
The
You know what I'm
NIT,
saying?
yeah.
You're gonna either gonna win the NCAA or you're gonna win the NIT. And everybody that comes short, who cares?
Right.
You made a run, but you ain't a champion.
Right.
He said, well, if y'all finna play in this, y'all let me know what y'all want to do.
Big facts.
What y'all want to do.
And then he put it up to you guys if you guys wanted to play in it.
He said, let me know what y'all want to do. And I remember he said that. And I was like, well, let us play our game. Just like that, let us play our game. I said, we going to play in the NIT. Let's go ahead and win it. Let us play our game. Coach barely coached. Dead serious.
Right.
The NIT, he barely coached because he was like, the whole year he was coaching and we already knew what we needed to do.
Right.
But this time it was just time to go out here and hoop and just do it because some teams that you played, they wasn't up for it.
Right.
To play in the NIT, you got to be mentally ready to play because if you're going to win, that's the only thing that's going to get you to win.
Right.
It's just being ready to win this because everybody else ain't really on that because they still hurt.
From the NCAA.
You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
Man, forget this.
Yeah.
All right, bet we finna win this jump. And so long story short, we playing. I'm talking about we having a crazy run. We smacking teams.
You going crazy. I'm in college playing in Iowa, and I'm watching y'all make y'all run. Because they used to call it the not invited tournament.
Right.
But y'all was
Right.
playing that joint like y'all look like Fly Slam Jam on there, bro.
You hear me?
Bro, and y'all played in Madison Square Garden, which is gotta be like first you gotta make it there, right? It's not all there. You gotta make it to the Garden, right? Because that's where they're playing.
Right.
So you guys are playing people, and I'm seeing y'all, right? Because I'm 2 hours behind, and I'm catching y'all after practice. We done. I'm catching y'all, and I'm like, damn, Torres and Ronaldo playing. Y'all beating people. Then all of a sudden, y'all get into the finals. Either the finals or the semifinals is in the Garden. How many games y'all played at the
I
Garden?
think like the Final Four.
The Final Four.
Something like that was in the Garden, I think.
Bro,
Yeah.
I watched the game.
Yeah.
Explain that moment, dog. Like that finals moment.
I remember we were playing against St. John's, and before that game, I just remember watching video with team and the coaches and how much, people don't know that I cannot stand when coaches talk about the other team best player and how they be hyping them up.
Uh-huh.
It eats at me because I know I'm usually guarding them, and it literally eats at me to the point I remember during a film study, I'm so mad watching. I can't remember one of the Carroll, Pete. I think it was Pete Carroll.
Uh-huh.
Just watching them like, man, he's so good. He can shoot. You gotta come off the screen like this. Say they do this, and I'm just starting to like tear up, just cry, just mad. To the point it transitioned into the game. I remember I'm just sitting on the bench like, man, Turk, man, y'all score. You can score. I don't care nothing about scoring.
Right.
I'm guarding him. Mm-hmm. And I remember just, how you a kid, even like, doing all that, and you tearing up,
You powering up.
crying, like you look. I'm guarding him and crying, bro.
Right.
Like tears literally come out my eye because I'm so mad.
Right.
Like, nigga, I don't want you to score. I'm sorry.
Right.
But you still gonna score. But I don't want you to score.
Right.
And I remember that last play, I think when they tied it up, we were supposed to switch on the inbound play, me and Carlos. Meaning he did something, came around, and whoever was guarding the ball, you supposed to take him and not take your man.
Right.
Carlos forget to play. And I go around, next thing you know, Carroll get it, boom,
Hit it.
nailed it.
Yep.
So I'm like, you can see it in the
video
how mad I am. I grabbed my shorts like
saw you. Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
doing that. And I said, nah, call for it, get the ball. And I'm like, I see the point guard run over there, Trey, he run over there like, come to. I'm like, nah. I shake my head at him like, nah. So that's when I go down and I skip. Because it looks like the inbounder defender was finna come trap for a little bit. So I skip, getting ready to pick the ball up. Then I put it back down when I see him go down. Because he thought I was finna pick it up.
Right. And he went the other way. Right.
So I put it back down. Then I skipped again to try to see what the defense was gonna do. And I was like, oh, it's 101.
Right.
I was watching the clock the whole time. I already knew I was gonna pull up for three from the get.
Yeah, that's
I'm
your
not
move.
going- I'm not going to the rack.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm just hitting with I'm going this way and hit him, boom, left it up. That be with all draws. And I know this undershirt that I had underneath, my sister brother was just murdered.
Oh, man.
Rest in peace to Derek Martin. We still haven't found this killer yet in New York.
Damn.
That's why I hate New York.
Yeah.
So I had his shirt underneath. So when I hit the shot, I pulled my shirt to the side to try to show his face. but it don't show his face. But that was his RP shirt that was underneath. So I hit the game-winning shot. Next thing you know, one of the biggest shots for our school.
Yeah.
And kind of my stock went up after that.
It
my
went
confidence
up.
went up after that.
Yeah.
The party went up after that.
You on Sports Center, bro.
After that. You know what I'm saying? Everything was up after that.
Right.
So the next thing you know, we come back ready for the next season. At this point, I'm the captain of the team.
Right.
I got my soldiers underneath, Brandon Wallace, Trey, my guys, Bryce,
Nardo.
Yeah. Josh, like everybody, like I just, you know what I'm saying, everybody, I hope I ain't missing nobody. I ain't even trying to name the whole team, but everybody was just ready to go, and we didn't make the NIT again. I mean, we didn't make the NCAA again.
Right.
We had to play in the NIT.
Right.
And we end up winning the NIT again, back to back, but that run our senior year.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Ronaldo Balkman probably had the weirdest stat line in the world. But it was high energy, high pick. Man, this man had I think he probably averaged 10 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 9 blocks, 9 dunks, 9 turnovers, 9 techs, 9, just 9, just going crazy.
What year was he?
He was a year under me, a junior.
Okay, because he had gone to IMG.
Right.
And I didn't even know what was going on. Ronaldo didn't even play
high school or nothing.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I be telling these people these stories. They'll believe me, bro. That's why I got to put you. That's why I got to make sure people see this because they don't know, bro. Bro, all y'all stop. Y'all was a fun team to watch those years, bro. It was crazy, bro.
Ronaldo's stock went like this.
Yeah.
That senior year NIT run for Ronaldo, literally, it was unreal.
Right.
Even at just 9 and everything, it just seemed like, man, I'm telling you, this man would have 9 blocks, 9 rebounds, 9 steals, 9 assists, 9 turnovers, 9 techs. For real.
It's crazy.
For real.
I don't, bro.
9 elbows, 9 tips.
9 tip rebound, all that. Bro, amazing,
it was unreal, bro. It was so much energy, man. And at the same time, I think me and him was on the all tournament team. Everybody, I think I'm averaging 18 to a dub.
5.
So I'm supposed to get drafted.
So I wanted to ask you, because I know, you know what I'm saying, I know your time is coming, right? We're looking at that. What the scouts, the NBA scouts looking at you.
It's exactly what they said. After that, they said, we want to take you and Ronaldo. All the scouts were saying that.
How did you hear that? They were telling y'all or what?
They were telling our agents, and Ronaldo go work out for a team, then I'll work out with a team afterwards. Or I'll work out of a team, and then he'd come work out for the same team.
Right.
When we was doing, I think I had 15 NBA workouts or something like that year. Exhausted.
Yeah. Different level, right? Different level, right?
Exhausting. Them workouts were exhausting, bro.
Crazy.
Exhausting. And to have 15 traveling, this, that, and the other, we ain't used to that. Thank God we got through it. But long story short, they said you're going to be drafted. We're going to take Ronaldo, I think, 22, 24, something like that.
Did you and Ronaldo leave the same year?
Yeah.
Oh, so you left your senior year, he left his junior year.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
Because of the stat line, all that. He got drafted by the Knicks.
Ronaldo, I'm going to just say that because of the stat line. If Ronaldo would have went back the next year, he would have been ineligible. Okay.
It sound like Ronaldo, dog.
He would have been ineligible, bro. It is what it is. No disrespect, homie.
No, it is what it is, though.
Because
I love Ronaldo, bro. We got a lot of history, dog, but it is what it is.
Because I think that's what he was saying. He like, man, I'm done with this school stuff, man. I'm finna go hoop, man.
Right.
Either gonna be in the league or overseas.
Right.
That's what his mind was.
Right.
So he put all his mind focus on that. I'm gonna do 50% of the schoolwork, whatever that get me, but I'm gonna put another
100.
Forget 50-50. I'm gonna put 100 over here too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what it was.
He's saving that for hooping.
For hooping, and that's what he did, and it paid off for him. He got drafted. They were telling me I was gonna get drafted late second round.
Right.
So how this draft night went, I'm gonna tell you on this.
Yes, sir.
So down here at the Causeway, over here at the Hyatt, before you get the WTR.
I love that place.
Right. Back there in that cut, they got the cabana.
Yeah.
So that was my first time visiting that.
Right.
To be honest, not that area.
And this is when, 2006? Okay.
Yeah, 2006. So my uncle, he rented out the Uncle Tommy. He rented out the cabana. Told my immediate family. It was a small gathering. Me, my mom, my sister, my dad, some of my cousins, uncles, stuff like that. The girl that I was dating at the time, all of us just met up. They were celebrating the success of finishing college. And my uncle stopped me before I went into the house with everybody. He said, look, nephew, I just want you to know that we don't care if you get drafted or not. He said, here's a Cristal bottle. I just want to celebrate what you did because you did a lot coming from Carver City. And there's a lot of kids from Carver City, they don't even get to this stage.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
we know him.
We proud of you from that. So he set the tone, let me know. So we watching the draft. They called the first person. They called this one, this one, this one. And then they drafted like some guy that wasn't even on the draft. I think it was some African guy, tall, can't remember his name. And it shifted the draft. And I remember like, dang, I think he was supposed to go to such and such. So that's going to leave the Grizzlies. They're going to have to get a big and something like that. So we watching it, and they were telling me the Grizzlies going to draft you around the 40-something. They didn't grab me. They grabbed Alexander Johnson. So I remember like beaming. Yeah. Beaming, bro. Like what? Like I don't know what's next after this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So after the draft is over, I get up. I leave there, go for a walk. They got like a little koi fish pond. Like this the bridge behind me that you can walk on, but I'm sitting on the ledge, right? Sitting on the ledge with my feet dangling over the water, just sitting there. And my mom come out and yell, boy, don't you jump off that bridge. I'm like, Mom, this is only like 3 feet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, Mom, what you think this is?
It's a koi fish, man.
It's a koi fish. I can stand up and the water ain't gonna come past my knees if I jump down here. She thinking this is like a big old bridge.
Right.
I'm like, Mom, ain't like that. So I turn around, I talk to her, give her a hug. She said, you know what? Don't worry about it, God, I got this. In the middle of that, her praying and us hugging, phone rang. It was my agent, and he was on the phone with Jerry West.
Wow.
Jerry West said, Kinsey, we so glad you didn't get drafted. He said, we want to give you an opportunity to come and make the team. You had a great workout. He was like, but we just had to take a big just now. But we're going to give you an opportunity. Come down here to Summer League, play well. Hopefully you play well. We'll invite you to vet camp. I said, all right, bet. Go down in the Summer League. I leave the very next day. Forget all that.
Which one is it, the Vegas one or
Vegas?
Okay.
I slide to Memphis early just so I can get familiar with the coaches, start working out. We go to Vegas. After the second game, I get signed for a partial guarantee. Automatically invited to vet camp. So they signed me. They set me down so I won't get hurt.
You played well in the Summer League.
Yeah, I played decent.
I seen. You know, when you hooping, bro, and you following your people, bro. You watching those summer games. You watching them, dog.
No,
I said you played decent, man. You played well, man, and good enough to make the team.
Absolutely. So they gave me a partial guarantee. I guess that was like $80K or something like that.
Not bad.
Come play, come to vet camp. So as soon as Summer League was over, everybody went home. I went straight to Memphis. Boom. Wow. I'm going to work out, to get back right, because I want to make this team.
Right.
So I'm down there like 3-4 weeks, like a month before anybody get there. The day before training camp, as everybody's starting to get there, the day before we do our individual workouts and all of that, they say, y'all want to scrimmage? Y'all want to play 5-on-5? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Everybody was like, let's do it. Man, we playing 5-on-5. I go for a rebound. Alexander Johnson jumped from the 3-point line, trying to catch it out the rim, and he elbows me right here. Broke 3 bones in my cheek. 3 bones. I had to get a plate and 9 screws put in. So I remember grabbing my face like this, and my eye was lowered down a little bit, so I'm still can see. And when I move my hand, they're like, you ain't all right. I remember it hurted so bad that it didn't hurt. Right. All it sounded like was white noise. You know how that be like?
Yeah.
That's all it sounded like in the whole gym. And I was like, man, I just want to lay down. I'm going to go lay down in the trainer room. Like, no, don't you go to sleep. They said, if you're going to do an x-ray, my eye swelled up immediately. It was like that. Get a plate, 9 screws. I'm supposed to be out for 6 months. But I still got to make this team.
Yeah.
So.
You get the mask.
So I'm in the hospital for a couple of days, like 2-3 days. Come out, go directly into the hotel because I'm not settled in. I'm staying in the hotel.
Right.
Down there working out and stuff still.
Right.
My mom flew down, got in the hotel right next to me. a room right next to me. She checking on me. I got to keep the room completely dark because any light
hurt. Yeah,
man, it felt like they were just scratching in my eye, bro. I had to get additional 6 more surgeries on this eye because my eyelid is folded inward, so my eyelashes always rub my eye.
Damn.
Still to this day. So not knowing, so first time they plucked my eyelashes out, but when your eyelashes grow back, they be small and they be sharp. You know how you grow your hair back and how they be sharp?
Yeah.
So it was cutting my eye at this time all day, every day. So I had to wear a contact on top of that and let my eyelash grow back. Then they came up with this dumb, clever idea to flip, in order to keep my eyelid from flipping inward, let's tie it from the inside with a string. So they had a string on the inside of my eyelid, had it pulled up like this here, taped to my forehead, right? So when I blinked hard one day, it ripped the chunk out of on the inside of my eye out.
That's crazy.
Then they did the junk again. They said, we're going to do this again because your eyelid is folded in. So in this time, it's like I only got 4 weeks in order to make this team.
Right.
I'm in the hospital for a week. I'm in a hotel for 2 weeks. This shit done ripped out like 3 times. I'm like, don't worry about it no more. Leave it alone.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going to just live with this from here on out. Give me a contact, something I could just brush it, leave it. I going down, they was like, they called me into the office. They're like, Kinsey, it's unfortunate, man. I know you injured and all that, but we're going to have to cut you. I said, man, is it possible that you can make me the last cut? Can I at least relive the moment? Can I at least be able to come to the arena and watch a real game with the uniform on? They're like, yeah, we'll see what you can do. Because I was still on bed rest.
Right.
So they still playing games and stuff like that. So eventually I'm like, man, forget that. I'm not on bed rest no more. I'm getting up. I'm going to practice. I had a patch on. I'm at practice. And I'm watching all the plays just like this the whole time, not moving, nothing, trying not to let no light get in my eye. They come to me again. They're like, Kinsey, you might have to cut you, man. I said the same thing. Is it possible for you to let me be one of the last cuts? They called my agent. They was like, the other agents of the other players mad at this point. They was like, why I got to get cut? He ain't playing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm putting in work.
Yeah.
I'm doing this and I'm doing that. He ain't playing. He need to be cut. Give me some time.
Right.
Then it came again. They was like, 2 days later, Kinsey, guess what? This is the day. We got to cut you right now. It is what it is. I'm sorry. But these other agents and these players, they mad. This guy, Julian Harrington, playing well. Dupree playing well. This guy playing well. They're like, we got to cut you. I said, nah. I said, I want to play tonight then. He said, how you going to play? He said, for one, you're not going to be cleared by the NBA. 2, you don't know no plays or no nothing. I'm like, what I got to do to get cleared? He said, I guess you got to ask your primary doctor. So I called my agent. I said, look, man, I'm playing tonight. My agent was like, you show, bro? You just a week and a half, 2-3 weeks out of surgery. I said, man, I'm playing tonight, bro. I'm not finna go home without trying. He was like, all right, call my primary doctor. Pretty much in that contract, it said, if you die, and that's on you. And the NBA said, if you die, as long as your primary doctor said they gonna take the blame and you taking all the blame, you can play. I don't care. That's what I had to sign from the NBA and my primary doctor. They said, but you don't even have a face mask and no face protection. I said, I've been in the training room all year. All month. Brian Cardinal had a face mask that was in the training bag. I said, when I was going in the training bag to get gauze to wipe the blood from around my eye, I would see his mask.
Right.
I said, I'm going to use Brian Cardinal mask. They looked at me like, it don't fit your face, right? I'm like, it don't matter. So, dead serious. I said, it don't matter. I'm finna play tonight. They was like, but do you know any plays? I said, Coach, my eyes still a little swollen. I said, man, I know the 1, I know the 2, I know the 3, I know the 4, I know the 5, I know the baseline out of bounds, I know the sideline out of bounds. I even know the special shot clock play. I know it. Just give me an opportunity to play. Go out there that night. I'm on so much meds. I'm on so many meds. I'm on so many meds, bro. To the point that you can feel it in your stomach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the powdery, soury taste.
Right.
So my first game against D Wade, Miami Heat, bro. So I'm out here on the court. I smell the popcorn. I'm looking at the light. The light is like, I feel like the light right here. It's just beaming in my eye, bro.
Right.
So
you get on the court.
I get on the court. I'm right next to D Wade. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm lining up. So I'm brushed against. I'm like, nigga, this D Wade. I'm in here, T. I'm like, man, I'm in this motherfucker, man. So I'm brushing him like for real. The next thing you know, they call this play. He boom and come off the screen. I remember My mask rattle, and it come loose. It come loose, and I remember like it just felt like my face was still loose. It was like my screws wasn't healed into my bones yet.
Right.
It felt like them bitches were coming out. So this shit hurting. I'm like, what? And every time I run and jump, you just feel it rattling. So I come off the screen, I get hit with the screen. I'm like, dang.
He hit it.
I'm like, damn.
It's D Wade.
I go back down. I'm like, man, this hurt. This D Wade again. So I come back on the other side. It's like he got one. They're like, man, go back to him. He done poked me. He done spitting on me, reversed, done did something else, got another bucket. I'm like, hold on, T. Forget all this starstruck, fan-struck, D Wade, no D Wade. Nigga, you gonna make this team or not?
Right.
I'm looking at the coach and them. They looking at me. They're like, man, you know the plays, but you.
Yeah, you about it.
If you in there come, if we call you off this court,
it's over with.
You might not get back in. I had to adjust. I think at the end of that game, I ended up having like 10, 5, and a couple steals. Then the next game, I think I played like 25 minutes, and I played like 18. I played like 10 minutes, and I played like another 12. So the reason I told you that, because every time it's less and less minutes.
Right.
I'm thinking they less and less rocking with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then we played, forgot who else we played. I know that last game was against Richard Hamilton. Mm-hmm. So I remember looking at him face mask to face mask. I'm like, your face mask way smoother than mine at this point. And mine, you could tell mine's, you know what I'm saying? It's not even my face.
Yeah,
mine's
Cardinals.
I got 2 big old straps. My face ain't even my face. And he giving me the blues. He had like 17 and a half. I'm talking about back to back.
And he running through screens. You run, yeah.
And I'm feeling it. Feeling it, bro. And I remember at halftime, like it was yesterday, I thought it was over. So I take my mask off, I put it on my knee like this here. I wrap one of the straps around my knee to keep it there, and one strap hanging. That's how I wore my mask. And I'm in there thinking like, man, I'm about to get cut. My jaw hurting. I go behind my locker. That's where Carlos Powell get dog work from. In college, if they doing that NIT run, all of us used to eat one piece of dog food and run it. So I did that. I had dog food in my locker. Dead serious. So I grabbed a piece of dog food and I bit it on this side. I remember it hurting so bad to the point that I just let it dissolve. And Coach Anderson, he walks up. He said, he had the clipboard. He like, TK, you sure you all right, man? He said, you don't got to play no more if you don't want to. I'm thinking he trying me like I don't want to play no more. Like I can't take the pain or something. He was like, you don't got to play no more if you don't want to. I said, yeah, I want to play, man. I'm ready. He said, well, if you ready, you starting this half. I'm like, all right, bet. So I had dog food in my mouth talking to him. And he like right here. So I'm like, yeah, I want to play. Now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I finally let that dissolve. On the way out, I grabbed a muscle milk, drank that, and I go out there and hoop. I think I finished like 8 points. After that game, They said they did the cuts right there. They was like, look, we know we got to make some cuts. This is the last preseason game. Who y'all think deserve it? Can't even lie to you. When them niggas said TK.
Deserve to get cut.
No, deserve to make the team. Deserve to take to the point that them guys was playing well too, but they couldn't even say nothing. Because they like, how do you even know the plays? How do you even compete? What's going on? So it was like, yeah, man, you just salute.
Big
you
facts.
Deserve that, dog.
Big
and I was like, wow. And they end up bringing my dog, Junior Harrington and Dupree in later in the season anyway. So that made me feel even better, bro.
That's fine, bro.
Because we was the last 3 people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And truth be told, coming into this, it was 7 guys trying to make 2 spots.
Wow.
And I was handicapped by being injured. Yeah. And ended up making a team like that. So when I made the team, they set me down for 6 months. Wow. I didn't play, I didn't run, I didn't do anything for 6 months.
Wow. They let you heal.
They let me heal. So as soon as I healed for 2 weeks. I got back to, I'm doing a little bit more conditioning, start practicing a little bit. Next thing you know, Mike Miller get hurt. Eddie Jones get hurt. Damon Stoudemire get hurt. Them niggas look down there and say, TK, you ready? Give me my mask. This time I got my own mask. I got my real face.
Got your own.
I said, man, let's go. Man, I was so ready to hoop. Man, I had on my blue and white Huaraches. Man, I was so ready to go, bro. I say, man, when I was telling you I was so ready to go, I ended up winning Rookie in a month. I was averaging about a dub the last month of April.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about, I had like 2 28-point games. 5. Snapped on Melo, snapped on AI. Man, snapped on Kobe.
Hey, bro.
Dead serious.
So I was leading up to that. I was going to lead up to that, bro. Bro, so how did it feel? I know you said when you saw D Wade, right? That's D Wade, right?
D Wade.
But when you went up against Kobe Bryant, bro, you guarding Kobe. And he guarding you.
Yeah. I got it on my phone.
Yo.
The same amount of minutes.
Yeah.
He played 40 minutes, both of us.
Bro. I got it on my phone too. TK, dog. Both my dogs guarded Kobe. That's my thing. How did that feel, bro?
Rewind the tape. The first time we played Kobe,
okay,
I think this man had 62.
Oh, it's Kobe.
My God.
What is it seeing?
This man had 62 in Memphis. I think I played 4 minutes, I think. And I think he had about 12 on me. And it was over. Come over here. And I remember that feeling.
Right.
Because I ain't played no more, and I just had to watch all of that. Just, he do this, he do that, he do this, he do that. Bet. I said, okay, cool. Watch film that whole time, because I know we had them coming back up soon. Mm-hmm. And it was a major game for them, because they were doing for playoff spots. Mm-hmm. So he was playing hard as hell when we went back to L.A. At this time, I watched so much film on Kobe. So much film that game. So much film. Because of, like, he had 3 moves. Like, he had 3 moves. Not 3 moves. 3 counters to your defense.
Right.
Like, all right, bet. All right, bet. If you don't got no help, there's nothing you can do. I'm like, man, y'all got to help. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm going to cut them off, but y'all got to be there.
Right.
Dead serious.
And that's team ball.
And I think that's how we kind of contained him that game. Of course, he's used to hitting tough shots, but he missed a lot of his tough shots. And I had the opportunity where I wasn't talking trash, but I was having a blast. I was having fun.
You feeling fun against Coach. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't talking trash to him at all, but I was having fun with it. Like, man, let's go, man. That's a bucket. Like, doing stuff like that. Look, pass, pal. Look, they worried about me. I'm going to give it to you. As soon as they double team, I'm going. You better not turn your head. Oh, they turn his head. Give it to me, pal.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doing stuff like that, having fun.
Right.
And I think he had like 22 and I had like 24 that game.
That's 5, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
How did that feel? I mean, after you got, all right, so let's call a spade, right? He cooked you the first time.
Swear to God.
You cooking with him in the kitchen the second.
You heard? And he shot like 5 for 20.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. So Kobe got, right.
I'm gonna say that.
So and that, bro, that's what I was saying too. Is like, yo, you guarding Kobe and you putting it on him with, containing. How do you feel after that game?
I'm going to tell the story.
Okay.
I don't even want to tell the story.
We got time today.
Nah, I ain't tell that story. Matter of fact, check this out. When we was in L.A., bro, you could tell I had a good game. I'm going to just say that. Man, I had a blast. It felt amazing because I'm playing against my idol. And I know what you're capable of, and I'm trying to prove myself. Right. And after that game, we went out. And who's we? The team.
Okay.
We won. We in LA.
Right.
We kicked it. And
everybody
in there. I remember Lil Jon was being on the sideline. He was talking the most trash. And after the game, I remember him, boy, talking. I'm looking down. He looking up. Man, you played crazy. He like, what y'all doing tonight?
Lil Jon.
And he was courtside.
Another idol.
He was courtside. And I remember shaking his hand, and he talking about, boy, you good. Boy, you played well, and da-da-da-da. And Brian Scott said something. And I remember Charles Barkley said something on the TNT.
On the
TNT or something. And it was just like, wow, man.
You made it.
Bro. Like, I just came off an injury. That's my whole rookie year I was hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I only played 18 games. I just snapped. You know what I'm saying?
Like you supposed to.
And I'm thinking I'm finna get I was supposed to sign a 3-year 15. Jerry West, rewind the tape. After my first game I played, then when they said, TK, you want to hoop? You ready to hoop? I had a dub. I came off the bench and got a dub, and Jerry West and my coach, they pulled me to the side of the locker room. They said, Jerry West said, TK, you think you could do it again? I said, man, if you give me the green light. I went out there, had a 28 that next game. Then back to back to back to back. They was like, man, keep doing it. They was finna sign me a 3-year, 15. Jerry West ended up going to the Lakers, and we ended up getting Chris Wallace. I think that's what his name was, the new GM. And we get Mike Alberoni, a new coach. He brought his guys in. I ended up getting cut. Went to Turkey.
Oh, okay.
I went to Turkey.
Oh, damn.
For Fenerbahce, that was my first overseas team. I hated that experience because I just thought I'm an NBA player. No, there's no such thing as overseas for me. I just wanted to work to get back to the point. I didn't even enjoy the culture. I'm in the gym all day, ain't really rocking with nobody. Had an attitude. Like, it was miserable, but because I didn't know any better on learning how to live in Europe.
Right.
So I ended up playing well. We won that championship. Get a phone call from the Cavaliers. They said, Bron, like the way you play, we want to bring you in. You don't got to do summer league or nothing. No pre-draft, we just going to sign you. I'm like, what?
Bron.
And I was supposed to sign a 2+2 with Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying? They wanted me 2 years for $4 million. Do I take that, or do I stay in Turkey and get a passport, or I go play for the Cavaliers? If I rewind the tape, I would have chose the Cavaliers again. But as my career going, that passport with Turkey, it made a lot of sense. You heard? It makes a lot of sense moving forward. And that those 2 years with Real Madrid, those would have been 2 years I would have won at least been in the Final Four and won the championship. That would have been another different type of bag. On top of, I would have had another opportunity to go back to Turkey.
Because the money out there, bro.
So that's what it was. And I took the chance to go to play with the Cavs. That was probably the best experience I ever had in my life.
You with Bron?
With Bron.
You in practice with Bron?
That was my guy.
Dog.
My guy, man.
Dog.
My guy.
Bro, you got to play with the legends, dog. Like the people that we aspire to be on the court with, bro. You on a day-to-day with them, bro. You in the league.
My God, bro.
How was that feeling?
It was unreal because of the way the Cavs ran their organization at that time.
Right.
You got, I don't want to just list a job title. Whatever you think the lowest job title is for the Cavs, I'm just say make popcorn. The person that makes the popcorn all the way to the owner of the team. And then you got LeBron, Lil GM, whatever you want to call it. So you got LeBron operating at this level, but he's down here with his teammates. And everybody in this facility, you'll never know who is who because everybody got treated the same, with the same amount of love, respect, no disrespect. And it was just seeing that, like,
The culture.
man, what? It was like, man, this is the place to be. This is how you supposed to run an organization. Y'all, man, it was unreal. And watching this man play from the sideline and in practice.
How far did you guys go?
We lost to the Orlando Magic before the championship.
That's the one.
That's the one.
The Dwight Howard versus Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was supposed to be Kobe versus Bron. That
it was.
it happens.
It was. Man, Orlando Magic had, people don't understand how good they were. Turkoglu was, listen to me. Turkoglu, oh my God,
the
bro.
European game, bro, I was saying they was catching up. So I played in DR. Steven Jackson went through DR. So I saw kind of like his rise, right? He played for Pueblo Nuevo. So I'm seeing these players, right? And then I saw the business side of like, and I want to talk about that later on when you talk about Turkey. You know, these dudes leaving Seton Hall or leaving and then they scoring 30, but their team losing, and then their bags are outside the hotel room with their paycheck and a plane ticket saying thank you for your services. Like that is bro. So coming out of college, not seeing that, playing at a D2 school, not seeing that opportunity, going overseas, going to DR, playing as a national, right? And then seeing these refuerzos, these guys that they're bringing, and then seeing the business of the game, bro. It was cutthroat. It was, and so I know that's what made me realize, okay, we got, what's after basketball? Because all it takes is one injury and you out of here. Mm-hmm. You may not even be injured. You scored 30. This man was scoring 30. I got close with him. He scored 30. They losing We go to the hotel room to go chill. See ya. Your backpack outside, bro.
That's how it is. What you think it is? And they might not pay you that for 3 months if they don't feel like it. Man, I ain't paying you.
Bro,
What you gonna do? Leave? Well, leave then. I don't care.
Bro, it's crazy to see that. So for you to be at that level, how was it? Because then you went to Turkey and you saw that. Did you experience like or see anything like that too? Like,
when we get to some of these overseas stories, I'm gonna have to hold some of them.
Right.
Only reason is because I got silenced because of when my grandfather died, right? And I stopped doing interviews, I stopped talking, and I just interact by reposting and just saying I love y'all. And those stories, I know it can sell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know they can sell, and because they want to know, well, what happened with that? Well, what happened with this? What happened with that? And I never spoke on it. I just kept it going. But I'm gonna share the Turkey situation. Because I'm gonna share this one. When I played for Fenerbahce, we had shout out to Len Greer. He was the vet that taught me the ropes of the game and how these guys operate. I remember Len Greer, a legend for one. A freaking legend. Boy, the nigga left-handed, he was just a bucket, cause smooth, man. Fenerbahce didn't want to pay him no more. They just they wanted to get another player. So they told him, we're gonna cut your minutes down, we're gonna play you. So he was like, okay, you can get bitter. You can get bitter if you want.
Right.
But that's why before I continue to go, I want you to really understand the only thing that you can control in this life is your attitude.
Big fact.
That's the only thing you can control. And if you don't control your attitude, that's how you get caught up in traps. You know what I'm saying? Because they were setting different traps for him to see if he's gonna bite or fall for it. So they'll say, you're gonna cut your minutes. They see the minutes didn't phase him because he knows the game. He's like, well, cut my minutes. As long as you paying me, I'm straight.
Right.
I'm gonna show up to practice. I'm gonna do everything you asked me to do. Then they was like, well, we don't want you to practice with the team anymore. And he's like, why? What did I do? They're like, they were trying to get him to run off.
Out the contract.
Right. So now they start making him practice 5 o'clock in the morning. And then again, you got 2 days, then another one. Then we have practice at 9. Then you come back right after us. So they was doing BS like that.
Right.
So I remember talking to him. I was like, man, forget that, man. You got me wrong. I'm fresh out the league. Like, I ain't tripping on that.
Right.
Man, you got me wrong. Ain't no way in the world I'd be doing that. He was like, nah, young fella, look. If I don't show up to practice at 5 o'clock or at 10 o'clock or whenever they tell me to do, they have somebody coming in checking to see, oh, no show. If you have a certain amount of no-shows, you breach your contract anyway.
Right.
And now I don't have to pay you nothing. So they made his life miserable.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, somebody got hurt. And they changed it. Oh, Len, man, we want you to come out. I'm sorry about this, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm watching this like, y'all was just doing this man like this, and now this guy get hurt. Now you want to come back and make it seem like he the most valuable thing since air was invented. You know what I mean? So, and he was like, see how this go? And he ended up getting all his money for the year.
Wow.
And I seen somebody else take another route.
And
you end up getting sent on. They ain't have to pay you your remaining salary.
the black ball, you're not coming back.
All that.
You definitely ain't coming back with that team.
Right.
You know?
All that.
It's crazy, man. I'm glad we talked about that, bro, because a lot of people, especially us, like when we was growing up, we was like, yo, we gonna ball. We gonna hoop. That's what we gonna do. Any means. And literally when the NBA was out of my range, that's all I was thinking. But there's other things, man. There's other things there, and you know, there's other opportunities. And you're right, bro. It's about how you handle it, how you respond to the event that determines the outcome. If you respond negatively, the outcome's negatively, bro. If you respond positive, though, no matter if the outcome's negative, you're gonna respond. And so how you respond is like 90% of how it works, bro. Right. So glad you responded well, dog. You won a championship out there, huh?
We won. How many championships I won over there? No, I know I got a total of 10.
You got
two. I call it the 2 NITs.
Okay.
Then we have championships. Then we have like different cups and
Yep.
all that.
Yep.
So like 10.
Bro, it showed they loved you out there, man.
Man, from Turkey, I won 4 in Turkey with Fenerbahce. A couple cups with them too. And then I won 1 in Israel and 1 in Serbia.
That's beautiful, bro. How was it seeing Europe?
I'm not even supposed to be in the States. If I ain't had no family here, I'd be in Europe.
You be out there, huh?
Yeah, man.
That's fine,
I'd be
bro.
in Europe.
I gotta get out there, bro. I gotta see how it looks, man.
I'd be in Europe, bro.
It's awesome. It's awesome that you see that, bro. It's awesome that you've done that. How did your career, your NBA career after that? I know you played with Cleveland, and then how do you feel about your NBA career? You know, to sum it up and stuff like that.
I felt like I should have. I got to a point where forget trying to make a team.
Mm-hmm.
They giving me guaranteed money. They love me. I'm playing. I don't have time to try to make a team. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But as I was younger, thinking, if I was to do it again, I'd take that approach. I'd try to go make the team again.
Yeah.
And guess what? Again.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm gonna go try to make it again. But making a team trying to make a team and you get cut, by the time it's time to sign you to go overseas, the money low. Because they done got all the guys that they wanted.
Yep.
Then not only the money low, then you it's hard to get on the right team because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're bringing you in. Yeah, they're bringing you in. And, hey, here's the ball. You don't know nothing. You got to score 30.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen it, bro. And I've seen it just over and over and over. And I commend you, bro, because you was out there killing them too, TK. Man. You was out there giving them the work. I love that, man. Bro, life after basketball.
Life after basketball.
How was the transition?
It's one of the hardest things ever, homie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in my transition phase. It's not what I know. This is not what I'm used to.
Right.
I'm a locker room dude.
Right.
I ain't no street dude.
Right.
I'm a locker room dude.
Right.
Meaning sometimes the locker room harder than the streets.
Right.
Because everybody in there got to take care of mama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody in there from different facets of life. Some dudes from the hood, some dudes this, that, and the other.
Right.
I'm from the neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm a locker room dude
right.
with the same ambition as, look, mama got to eat.
Right.
Kids got to eat.
Right.
We want the same time, playing time. We want the same check. We want the same salary. We got to compete for this.
Big fact.
So it was gruesome enough. And then you at the same time, you got to fight to love each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. To have those experiences.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
When you get on the court, you know how.
You know I got your back. You know I
done
got
been
yours
through so
and I got
much.
mine because we done been through some stuff.
Yeah.
So now coming into the real world of knowing that I'm so used to talking in 30-second timeout, so into a minute, and talking over a big gym of people, crowd of people. When I'm in an interview, or not even in an interview, but when I'm in a group setting, I'm talking to people, they're like, you aggressive. Your tone. Oh, you like for real.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
What's wrong with him?
Right. Why you so brash?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and honestly, I work around with more females than I do guys.
Right.
It's just based off of your, like, you got to understand who's willing to help you.
Wow.
And what is your clientele. Like, it's more women that support me than it is men.
Mm-hmm.
It's more women that follow me on IG than it is men. I'm pretty sure it's like that, vice versa, around the board everywhere. So now I'm working with some people who that's not used to me, that's never been in the locker room, that don't have to get their point across in 30 seconds or a minute or yelling across the court just to get everybody on board to win.
Right.
They like, why you so hostile? You aggressive, this, that, and the other. But really, I'm just
being you.
Just telling you, this is how I express myself.
Fast.
And real fast and straight to the point because I had to. And having to digress from that and learn how, like, okay, T, say it softer and make sure that everything is at this tone and this pace. It's for the birds. I'm not doing that no more. I've done this for the last 3 years. I'm not doing that no more, bro. It's, when I tell you right now, it's up. This is, if you working with me, you rocking with me, this is the tone. This is the tone you're going to get.
Yeah.
You're going to get these hand gestures. I'm going to be doing this.
Right.
I'm going to be doing that.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
I gotta continue to be me in this, being into this business world, being a part of Tampa now. It kind of shelled me in a little bit. I'm really not me. You know what I'm saying? But I love the progress that we're making with the foundation.
Absolutely.
And things like that.
Talk about that, bro. Talk about. I want you to talk about that, bro. I want you to know we here. So I love. We ain't this is me and you. It's like we getting back to see how we do like 20 years of life, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to talk about like the foundation, where'd that come from, how'd that go, like where did it stem from?
The foundation stemmed from pretty much all of my experiences. Like I said, my grandfather, my mother, my dad, my whole family. But my grandfather was a huge advocate. So the Tarence Kinsey Foundation, within that, we have mentoring program that we're relaunching. It's called Circle Me, where we have our kids. We circle our kids like a village, whatever it is that you need for you to be successful. And then we partner them up with mentors, and that's in their career path. So if you want to be a doctor, teacher, lawyer, athlete, whatever it is you want to be, partner you up with that. So you can see if this is exactly what you want to do. Right. Because I know for me, I found out in college. I ain't want to be no forensic scientist. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And you just going up the whole time saying, hey, I want to be a forensic scientist.
Because of CSI. I'm like, I love CSI. I'm going to go to school. I got my criminal justice degree. Right. I'm going to be a, you know what I'm saying, CSI forensic scientist. Nah. This ain't it for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get through it though. But so learning, being able to like shadow your career path is key, and that's what we do for our mentees. And then also inside of that, we have beautification projects. We got approved by the city of Tampa and Parks and Rec to revamp 6 basketball courts and 2 football fields.
It's amazing.
What we're going to do with the basketball courts is we're going to collaborate high scale art. We're going to have some nice messaging on the courts as well, some like DEI or stop gun violence, peace, love, happiness, family, like different messages on the court with some nice art. And as well, we partnering up with Tom G. Also, that's fine. This is my first time partnering up with Tom G. That's dope. So I'm kind of excited about that because I reached out to him the other night. It was like, my guy, straight up, this is a real conversation. Right. Shit, we 39 years old now. Yeah. And we haven't, like, it's always been respect. It's always, hey, how you doing when we see each other. I listen to his music all throughout college. South Carolina knows Tom G because of me. Straight up. So I reached out to him and told him, look, bro, I said, I know you don't got no problem with me because I know I don't got no problem with you. Right. I like, we ain't never collaborate on nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know, what is it? He was like, I'm pretty sure, big dog, that it's just a timing thing. Right. I was like, well, he was like, well, let's figure something out. So I hit him up like another 48 hours later. I said, well, because I got something on the table for you. I said, well, I'm revamping my neighborhood basketball court. Why? It just, to me, it don't look right if I go to Palm River and revamp your basketball court without
even
rapping with you what's going on. So we need to figure this out ASAP because if not, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing God's work. Right. I want you to be a part of this. And he has a big bike ride coming up, I think May 7th, called Peace in the Streets. And he partners up with TPD. Yeah. And myself, my foundation partners up with TPD when it comes to stop gun violence. It's the same thing. Big fact. You know what I'm saying? So we have a sponsorship with GT Bikes. I've been working on to go along with the art piece because I told them I would love to incorporate their basketball or their logo on if they can get if they want to sponsor something. So they're going to sponsor like 2 bicycles. That's fine. And we're going to use those for raffles. So you buy your raffles and all of the proceeds. That's dope. Not some, all of the proceeds going to go to Lincoln Garden basketball court and Tom G basketball court. That's beautiful. And we're going to have our bike ride together instead of me coming up. You already got your bike ride. So why would I create a bike ride with GT and not include
Tom G.
You know what I'm saying? Come
Big
on,
fact.
man.
Bro, it's good that you're doing that, man, because it's bringing unity to the city, especially since the city's growing. You know, it's growing, bro. I know when we was kids, bro.
It's grown.
Bro, so we used to talk about Blake High School, and that area don't even look the same, right? That used to be the trolley with the bus depot and all that.
You see white people running around and fucking their dog, not looking over their shoulder like, bro,
I'm from that area. You was not walking around.
you're not doing none of that.
None of that. And now it's, bro, and it's beautiful to see because as we get older, right? As we get older, we're also growing with the city.
Absolutely.
You know, and we're getting to give back to the community. We're getting to make, you know, and there's, I mean, dog, first off, and we talk about it all the time, right? There's not many people from Tampa that was actually from Tampa.
Right.
You know? But the ones that have been here a long time, bro, get to help make that imprint. And it could either be a good imprint or it could be a bad imprint. And I'm grateful, dog, that it's a great imprint, especially with the people that I grew up with, bro.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And so you just working and giving back to the community, that's what Youngest in the Yacht Club is about, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's about, okay, yeah, we made it. We doing our things, but that transition period where, all right, you know what I'm saying? How we give back to the community, that's what we talking about, the movers and the shakers in the community, dog. So, bro, I definitely want you to be able to, you know, I definitely want you to keep doing what you're doing, plugging your brand. Where can the people find you, bro?
As in social media?
Yeah, anywhere.
You can find me on my personal at TK_KINSEY, TK_Kinsey. Or you can find me at Tarence Kinsey Foundation. Or you can find me at T Kinsey Derby. We just had that, our second annual for the foundation.
Let's talk about that, bro. I don't want to skip that.
Okay.
I definitely want to talk about that because you was on the news a couple days ago, bro.
Absolutely. But before we get to the Derby,
okay,
we still have some more projects for the foundation, like those that got approved by the city.
What's up?
We have those basketball courts and the 2 football fields.
Absolutely.
Also, we got approved by CSX and the city of Tampa to revamp the Cass Street Railroad Bridge. That is the bridge that's between the Tampa Museum and the Stride Center. The only bridge that stands up 90% of the time. You know what I mean? 99%.
It's been the same color. It's been the same color for 30 years, bro.
Right. And doing the research, it's been the same color for over 100 years. And that bridge has never been touched, revamped, or anything.
That's crazy.
We got approved to revamp that bridge, and CSX gave us the rights for like the next 75 years to be able to interchange on the big counterweight. Because on that big counterweight, we're working with, as of right now, we're working with the Bucks, Rays, Rowdy, and the Lightning marketing team to come up with a mural of logos for one side for all the sports teams and a mural of all the trophies on the other side to represent the expectations of every team that's in Tampa. Our main goal is to get back to Tampa Bay. That means you don't won a championship and we're going to have a parade.
Yeah.
So we wanted to display that, and then with that, within those 75 years, they said you can't have no marketing like to make no dollars, but you can do foundation stuff like maybe breast cancer awareness.
That's beautiful, bro.
Or put the foundation on there, or what's that, Madam Fortress. That bridge was actually owned by a black woman.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a black slave, and we're going to put a portrait of her up there as well.
It's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? So
educate and give back to the community and let them know exactly.
And a lot of DEI type stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to do with that, and then also we're working within the foundation, we're working with Hillsborough County School Board to change the basketball curriculum here in Tampa. And that's what my grandfather was an advocate. I want to be able to do the same thing for our kids that my grandfather did for me to help me get that last look, which is during your PE period, right? Mm-hmm. Go look at PE. If you go to school, I mean, if you got a chance, my moment, sign in and go watch the PE periods in high school.
Right.
They walk around the track. They don't do anything.
Yeah, bro. We already know what time.
They don't do anything.
Yeah, it's nothing real.
So during the PE period, this is what we want to do. We want to be able to work with the players first, the coach, the parents, and the guidance counselor. The same way we do in college. Mm-hmm. Get all your kids in one PE period at the same time. So now during PE period, we can have skill work. Mm-hmm. We can watch film. We can have SAT and ACT prep, strength and conditioning. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine just being able to go to practice and get skill work in. So now that's cheaper on the parent. So now like a group workout is like $135.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So imagine you doing it individually. You're gonna pay $50
Yep.
for your kid to get trained when you can send your kid to school, pay that trainer like $135, break that down into price. Now everybody probably paying like $8 a day or something like that. And
Getting the real work.
getting real work.
Bro, you want to know what's crazy is that so I had to transfer from Coach Howard went to Hillsborough. We ain't really click like that. So I had to transfer, and I had to sit out my junior year because of the transfer rules during that time. So Coach Stewart was a driver's ed coach, and he got all of us during the end of the junior year into the senior year to be able to sit 7th period in driver's ed. Dog, that's why we was good, because of the culture, bro. So we wasn't in driver's ed. We was watching film. We was in the gym. We was doing all that stuff, and that created that cohesiveness, dog, that work. And that's why we was able. Now, obviously, we got beat in the first round against Jack and them, right? we had smacked Hillsborough by 30 both times, but they had our number the last time. But it was an awesome experience, dog, because even through there, dog, it just built that team camaraderie. It was like the locker room. It was the extra period before practice.
Absolutely.
You know, and I know that, especially like you know, even in weightlifting, man, nobody be lifting weights, dog. Like they'll be doing nothing. People just be getting dressed and then don't do nothing. So to take that and create some productive time for people who really need it, bro, that's awesome, bro.
Absolutely, and that's called being that readiness for college.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So we're trying to create that. I'm gonna roll it out this upcoming year.
That's awesome.
Because can you imagine just saying during your PE period, the coach telling the trainer, this is what I want you to work on. We're going to work on the ball reversal side of horns.
Yeah.
So now, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to work on the dribble handoff over here with the guard. You come off and shoot. Or we're going to work on the backdoor cut.
Yep.
Or we're going to work on the re-screen. We're going to work on that. So now you're working on this in practice. I mean, in PE. So now when practice comes, you know the plays.
Exactly. Now you can work on something else.
Something else.
Right.
So now you getting development. You getting your strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
And now you watching film. And now your kids are getting more and more work, so that makes them more and more better, more and more prepared for the next
season, the next game,
or the next
summer,
or the next step in your career,
Yep.
like college. Because that's what colleges are looking for.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest problems right now is that our kids not ready for the next level.
Right.
So we get overlooked. And the reason we're not ready, no disrespect to none of the coaches, y'all do an amazing job. I'm actually on you guys' side. They're not making any money. They only get paid one time, $2,500 a year.
That's crazy.
Coaches make $2,500 one time. Are you kidding me? And you're going to tell me these kids are putting their life on the line for a coach and a school and a program where there's no program, there's not a real coach. Y'all not investing no money into the program by saying, if I paid my coach X and I look at Dallas, they paying their coaching staff $130K. That means they not going nowhere.
Right. They staying there.
We staying here. We putting a program together. We putting
everything.
We gonna
longevity.
So now if I'm a scout, do you know where I'm going to recruit from?
Those schools.
That whole county, because of y'all got a whole program in the system. And then in Tampa, Florida, we got, thank you guys for your time. But thank you once again. But it's hurting our kids.
Yeah.
Because you got a scientist, a librarian.
Yeah.
We coach it because we got time to volunteer with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah, it don't make no sense.
And then our real coaches, they leaving because you're not paying them.
Right. They're going to places where they can really coach.
Come on, man.
Yeah, nah, bro, you real. That's real. That's real stuff that you talking about, bro.
So that's what we own.
And they're athletes that come out of here, bro. But you
many.
You're not ready. You're not ready when it comes to the actual game, to the behind the scenes, the mental preparation.
Right.
You know? And that's real, bro. And you got to put that in, bro. I definitely want to make that in. Let's get into this derby.
Yes.
What's up? Hold on. First off, where did you get into horse racing?
I always loved them. It goes back to a little childhood when we used to be like, oh, she a stallion. You know what I'm saying? She a stallion. She bad. Or she a mule. Or,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the kids used to say all that. So ever since then, and when they used to talk about that, I was like, okay, bet. I like horses.
Right.
Let me look into these horses. Then I actually had an opportunity to go to a horse race when I was in Spain, and I would just remember what it felt like, what it felt like. I'm big into what it feels like and catching my emotions, and that's how you get through stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember actually being out there, feeling the sun in your face. I remember the guy said, "You want to smoke this Cuban?" They came down with a Cuban and like, "Go ahead and smoke the Cuban." They cut it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Straight and hitting it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Hitting the
right,
leaf out.
right.
And you hit like you smoking a cigar, and like you don't really know what you're doing.
Right.
But don't let nobody know what you're doing because you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So you got the sun hitting you. You smoking a cigar, and you just feel the horses running around the track. You can feel the horsepower to the point that it was windy out there, and when the horses ran by, the dirt was kicking up, but the wind was blowing the dirt on you, so you feel the little pebbles and start hitting your face a little bit. You're like, man, we had the derby. So I'm like, man, you know what? Tampa got a horse track.
Yep.
And I started paying attention. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing yet because I only come home during the summer.
Right.
So when I get home, I'm going to pay attention to this. And I've seen over the years when derby time come, everybody have derby themes. They don't have no horses at all. I ain't never seen nobody at the Tampa Downs. I always seen people go over here. Let's have a derby theme. Let's rent this place out. Let's wear derby stuff. Let's do that. So my thing was like, you know what? Let me look into the derby. When was it established? Then I realized, the very first 25 races, the first 18 winners were black jockeys.
Wow.
They were black jockeys.
Wow.
So we already won. We already been here. We already supposed to be in this field.
Right.
The black jockeys were slaves. They took care of the horses.
Wow.
They raced. And reason we got out of the sport is because of, truth be told, it's because of racism.
Wow.
Racism pushed out the black jockeys out of racing, because if you're betting on a black jockey, the white jockeys it was called rough riding, where you would along the side, they merge their horse over and bump them against the rail or against the wall.
Yeah.
And that can cause injury to the horse and the jockey.
Right.
So now if you betting on them, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get rough rolled, and there's no need to bet on you no more.
Right.
So at that point, they start winning. They start coming in last to the point where you out. We don't want no black jockeys because this is what's going to happen to them.
Wow.
And for the last 100 years, there hasn't been a black jockey that won it.
That's crazy, bro.
So they wanted to bring the culture to Tampa. Not only we here to have a good time, but let me tell y'all a little bit about the history.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. And you've done your research, bro, and that's dope, man. Because people get into the to the theme, but they just there for the experience. But you actually do the history, and you see that, man. That's dope. That means you're gonna do great things with it. So what is the event though? You just had the event there, man. What is it?
The event is it was beautiful.
Yeah.
We know black people. We love to put that shit on. I'm sorry. We love to look good.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, man, bruh, listen.
What's the name of the event, bruh?
It's the T. Kinsey Derby. Instead of the Kentucky Derby, the T. Kinsey Derby.
Dope.
That's what we doing, and it's for the foundation. So we raising money for that. We're going to help with some of the initiatives, help with giving back some scholarship, help assist kids with scholarships.
Beautiful.
And when I say they look like they've been going to derbies their whole life, they had the hat, some of the most prettiest hats I've seen.
Yeah.
Some of the most beautiful dresses and suits. Man, it was the suits.
Yeah.
The guys. Cologne was hitting, the perfume was hitting. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I saw Otis there. Me and Otis be catching up, so I see OJ there every year for it, bro. He looked like he been going there forever, dog.
Forever. And some of it, sometimes it was a lot of people first time ever seeing a horse, actually being that close to a horse, ever going to a derby, never even knew nothing about it. So to see them, their eyes light up and them having a good time and they look like they belong, it's because we already belong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
You don't just come into somewhere comfortable if it's somebody, one of your ancestors haven't really been there and done that for you.
Right.
So
it's uncomfortable.
It's really uncomfortable. So you could tell how everybody walked in and they was comfortable because we already won, man.
That's beautiful, dog. The T. Kinsey Derby.
Yes, sir.
And is it the same time every year?
it's pretty much the first one and the second one, both were in April. The first one was April 23rd. This one was April 1st. We're trying to figure out where we want to do it next year.
That's beautiful.
Reason being, because it once again, black people don't like to be hot either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep it 1,000. So I want to do it. I kind of want to get it to where it's in a nice setting, the temperature good, so we can allow them to have the outdoor areas as well.
Right.
But it was hot as I don't know what. And thank God we had the indoor areas this year, the second and the third floor.
It's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful. And as you keep doing it, bro, you get better. That's what Youngest in the Yacht Club is about, bro. And I'm grateful. Number one, I'm grateful that you came. Number two, bro, I'm grateful that you exploring different avenues, dog. Like, you not just staying in the lane. You know, not that there's anything wrong with that, right? Because, you know, getting into coaching, getting, you know, the normal path of what most people get into, dog. But you exploring different lanes that not everybody getting into, bro. And that's what makes you, bro. You go down your path, bro, and you never been a follower, dog. That's one thing I noticed about you. You always gone your way, and you've been a leader, bro. Now you're a leader in different facets, dog. So super grateful again, dog. Let them know again where to find you at, bro.
Man, I appreciate what you said, and you've been a leader too as well.
Thank you, bro.
And the Youngest in the Yacht Club, I love what you got going on.
Thank you.
But you definitely can find me at TK_Kinsey, or you can find me at the Tarence Kinsey Foundation, or you can find me at T Kinsey Derby, and also you can find me at _beachitup_, because we have a May 27th at the St. Pete Pier, the first ever 3-on-3 basketball tournament would be there, and it's going to be very, very, it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be big. We definitely inviting the mayors on both sides of the bridge. It's a couple city officials, and we definitely inviting the Parks and Recs and the best and some of the best players that wants to come out and compete and just have fun.
Bro, you bringing back the hoop it up, but the beach it up.
Beach it up.
Hey, cause they'll remember, dog.
That's exactly what it's called.
Hey, bro, I love that, bro. And bro, that pier is beautiful,
It's
bro.
beautiful, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be there to show support, bro. Youngest in the Yacht Club will be there, and bro, it's awesome, bro. Bro, again, man, thank you so much for being here, man. I'll keep you here all night.
I don't got nowhere to go. But I know you wanted to talk about them patents.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do that. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about that, man. You have some technology, right? That tell us the story. It's the shade technology, right? Mm-hmm. Where you can push the button and the windows will tint, and they'll tint to whatever color you want, whatever shade. And, you know, I was seeing it in the cars. I was seeing it, you know, when I first bought a high-end car, I saw it in the sunroof. Okay. Then I saw you on your story. I was still living in New York at the time, and I saw you on your story talking about this technology. And then I got a little bit of a weird feeling because it felt like there was an issue with the technology. Talk about that a little bit.
And I definitely have to be careful on how I say this, because this is an active court case. So if you see me deer in the headlight look,
right,
it's just because I'm trying to make sure I say the right thing, because defamation of character is real.
Big facts.
And that's what kind of kept us hush and quiet because of the fear of that. And so long story short, like you were just saying, I own 11 patents. From the North America, the South America, the UK, the European, and we lost the Japan patent because of it was one of those deer in the headlight moments. Because they made the situation
tough,
delayed.
Oh, okay.
To the point where we didn't really know that it was due until it was, and they did that several of times to the point where we had to pull a rabbit out of the hat and like have to pay something within 5 minutes, and we didn't even know.
Wow.
So, and we ended up losing the Japan patent because of that. But long story short, the technology definitely is you can press a button and you can turn your window tint from dark to clear or clear to dark. It's available on your automobiles, on the architecture space, airplanes, yachts, wherever you see it, wherever you see glass, this technology is definitely for that. Also, when it comes to the cars, like you said, it was only available as a sunroof option at first. this technology really been available since 2013. In 2008, that's when I think I made my first investment into this company. In 2006, it started with a dream in 2006. And I followed up with that dream, and here we are now. So long story short, what's going on with our case is I maintain the patents. Like every time there's a patent fee renewal, anything like that, I've been maintaining them since 2014. Since 2014. That's when I regained all control, all patents, all IP, the intellectual property, websites, domain, everything is under my company called Global Glass Technology. It's public record. It's Global Glass Technology versus Research Frontier. You can Google it and look it up yourself. We in court right now for breach of contract. They breached that. Also, we trying to prove where they infringed and also induced infringement.
So the company
Research Frontier
that you invested in, or did you have any dealings with that company?
All together, one don't work without the other.
Okay.
Like the patents are Research Frontier. I can't even really say they own the film because they produced the film, but there's no patents on the film, right? So that the film is a thin piece of black film that goes in between two pieces of glass. So the film in there, and they got little electrodes that you kind of heat up. This is like, you let light through. When it does this, it blocks the light out.
Right.
Based on the power shortage.
Like transition lenses. You heat it up, the sun comes out, but with technology, it turns dark.
Correct.
And then you can hit the button and it'll turn clear again.
Correct.
And so you own the patent on that, and then they had the film technology.
And they have the film, but there's no patent on the film. They lost the film patent because they didn't renew. I guess I don't know who ran out of money or who didn't do their due diligence, but they ran out. They didn't renew the patents on the film.
For sure.
So anybody can use the film.
Right.
The film is for anybody.
Right.
But when it comes to the patents, one of the smartest things we did was kept the patents alive. And nobody can't use the power without coming through us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So long story short, if you just have some black film on your car, you just got regular tint.
Right.
Nothing is nothing.
Right.
Just put some tint on your car. That's fine.
Right.
But if you wanted to do what it's supposed to do, you're supposed to come see us. Like taking a licensing agreement through Global Glass Technology, you're supposed to get royalties. Research Frontier, they telling people that it's okay for you to use this technology. We got rights to it. And long story short, we have an email that they told me, if you don't sign over, we have your money in escrow that we owe you, but we're not going to give it to you. We're not even going to tell you how much is in there. If you sign over your patents to us, we'll give you what's in escrow. We're not doing that.
No.
What do you think this is?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why we're in court right now is because they playing Cowboys and Indians. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, this court stuff, bro, this is the most gangster stuff that it doesn't even make sense, bro.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. If you don't know nothing about the court system, I know I don't.
No,
Being 100%.
yeah, and you learning though.
And I'm learning. And it's unreal the way they maneuver and the games they know how to play. When you know this stuff, the other end, they've been playing so many games, bro.
Yeah.
So many games.
So you've had to lawyer up.
Man, by the grace of God. And we only here because of God. We had to do a lot of downsizing, sacrificing, being honest. To maintain the practice and be in court for 10 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Lawyer costs what?
$350, $380 an hour.
$380. No. It costs $800 to talk to one of them.
Oh man, it's on that. It's on
like
that level.
Yeah,
Damn, it's like that.
Yeah, but you right though with those prices. But on top of that, it's just like you have people that are using. I got to make sure I say it correct.
Right.
No defamation of character. I'm just telling my side of the story on what I've been going through, and that's a fact. Where they said sign our IP over, and they'll give us what's in escrow without telling us how much is in it. That's all fact.
That's great.
And also people that are using the technology are like General Motors,
Yeah.
McLaren,
Mercedes.
Honda Jet, the military, all of it, and they making millions of dollars off of that, and I haven't made a penny.
That's crazy.
I haven't made one penny yet, and I maintain all the patents, and I own the patents because they looking at me like, you know how long it took for me to get a lawyer? It took, no matter how much money we would have presented to them, they was like, you don't own that. There's no way you own that.
Just because
give me $5 million if you own that. Just like that. Only way I take your case is $5 million. I need all cash right up front. That's how they was talking to us,
the
bro.
lawyer.
Swear to God.
That's crazy.
Swear to God, bro.
That's
Swear
crazy.
to God, dog. To the point where it was like, what do you mean? We showing you.
Yeah, exactly. You don't believe me that it's credible. It's even a credible source.
They're like, because they don't even know the tech. At this, imagine it's we're 2023 right now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 2007, 2008, 2010, 2014, I'm talking about this technology then.
Yeah.
And they're like, this don't even exist. I'm like, yes, it do. It's right here. We got the demo video for 2013. It's doing all of this. Oh, I ain't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
They don't own that.
You open up.
That's what they saying. I ain't know nothing about it, but you don't own it.
Yeah.
And if you want to take it, we'll take your case $5 million, $8 million. You're like, bro, you don't even know what you're looking at. You're just saying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, all you see is dollar signs.
That's it.
You're not even seeing right from wrong.
They didn't even care.
Yeah.
They didn't even care, man. It's so many games that be played to the point where, how you say this? Infiltrators, bro. Just say it like that. They are sending infiltrators into your camp. Like, look, they working with this firm. Tell this guy everything that work with. Let me be quiet.
Yeah, they playing the game. They playing the game
to the point that like God is revealing. How in the world you working with the people we suing and you over here with this firm? How you doing this? Trying to botch the whole thing, bro.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's unreal.
When it's about real money, dog,
and
people get real funny, dog.
And another thing about it, I'm being honest. I pray for a hedge of protection all day, every day to put over my family and all that, just because of I know what this technology is.
Yeah,
I know where it's going. I know what it does. Not only you can turn your window tint on and off by pressing a button, you can watch Netflix on your window in your house, like all of this stuff.
Like it could be on TVs.
And you know when you see these buildings and you see like the panda bear jumping out,
yeah,
or you see like the an airplane circling the building,
yeah,
or you see like a giant standing behind with their head made of flowers,
yeah,
like that film and that power, that's us.
Yeah, they just killed the Cash App dude, man.
That's exactly. That's why I'm saying that. They just killed the Cash App dude
and they introduced the feds.
Cash App.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you right, bro.
They just killed the Cash App dude and said we finna introduce
Fed App.
Fed App. Come on.
Fed down. That's what it's called. Fed down.
They what else they did? Hold on. Somebody was showing me something else they did too. And we were talking about it.
It's crazy. And when you told me, you see this? You see that on the buildings? Oh, you see that? That's part of this technology. I own that. Oh, TK, that's crazy.
And the same thing with the crypto owners. You know how many crypto owners dead?
Disappearing.
And then they come up with
the new
China. We gonna crash the dollar. Like, it ain't no coincidence, bro.
Nah, yeah. The world getting crazy, bro.
Man, I'm scared, bro.
I know.
I swear to God.
I know, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I'm scared.
I've seen you. Like, I know you for a long time, and I know we haven't seen each other in a while, dog. But I there's a different air about you, bro. And I get it. You're not letting nobody in your circle. Your circle's small, and you got to stay with it like that, bro, because of the things you got going on, bro. They will, like you said, infiltrators, bro. It's crazy about power, technology, situations. This is not just, that's generational wealth you got in your hands right there, bro.
Bro, this is what I was this is my retirement plan.
Yeah, I mean retirement for your,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you was gonna retire your kids.
Like I did this when I was playing ball.
Yeah,
and I was in hopes of
investing,
catch on.
Yeah,
running the business.
Yeah,
when I retire, now I'm gonna come back and sit in my seat.
Like the Nas Coinbase joint. Like, yeah, you just invested in the new,
and I'm gonna come and sit in my seat, and y'all playing with my role. Y'all boxing me out of the industry. Y'all don't want to give me no money. Y'all don't want to give me no credit. Y'all want to just take y'all know I'm the only person maintaining these patents. Like, if I do not pay the patents, nobody gonna own the patents.
Right.
So that then, if nobody own the patents, you win. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because
and now
you don't
can
gotta
use
pay
the
nobody.
patents
Yeah.
whenever you want.
Right.
So I'm no like do what's right. And I like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Scared.
Yeah,
Keep it
no.
1,000. And I'm like, that's why like you just said, my circle's close. I don't like to be around a lot of people.
No.
Just like you never know where that junk come from, bro.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
never know,
It's on some. I mean, bro, I will say this, man. You did well.
Trying.
I mean, dog. I'm not ever gonna wish nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if you gonna win.
Yeah, we telling this from the Victorian standpoint.
Yeah. Like and
God got this.
And had that insurance, dog, because your family gonna be lit regardless if you do that. That's what I'm saying. It's like regardless, dog, instill that in your family, keep that alive, keep that dream alive. Because when it hit, bro, the whole Kinsey downline,
Bless the city.
big facts,
Like you have no idea. We're gonna put different people, millions of jobs.
big facts.
Foundation, we definitely gonna be able to open our arms and do what we want to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Put people on higher. You know what I'm saying? It's just
You're gonna be the
to
Rockefeller, dog. You're gonna be out there. And bro, it's good that you, like you said, bless the city, dog. You're gonna be better than them because you're gonna bless the city. And I don't really see nobody in Tampa, number one, thinking like you do. Cause that's technology that was before its time. So the fact that you got whiff of that and you own that, forward thinking, dog. And think about the next stuff you probably already in the lab.
That's what I'm saying. And I was finna say that. It's like, I want to really realize, how do you get people to invest in your brain? Like, only reason these ideas come to me, dog, is because I search for them. Like, God, show me what you want me to get out of this day or what you want me to create for you. Because I give all credit to God regardless.
Amen.
And as long as you apply yourself on one of the ideas he gave you, he's not going to give you another idea once you finish it. He's going to give you another idea while you in the mix.
Right.
So it's like, I'm working on this, another idea. Thank you, God. I got to work a little bit on this. Dang, and they just keep coming. I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on this. And then this point, next thing you know, it's just like, all right, let me work on one at a time now. But
it's all coming.
It's all coming because you see me trying to do what you want me to do. Like we worship a God, a creator.
Yeah.
And we are his kids, so he's gonna give us stuff to create.
Amen.
And it's like, if I can get somebody, I just want to learn how to get a room full of people and just be like, if you want an idea, I can give you an idea. I want X. If you want an idea, I'll give you an idea. I just want X.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're supposed to be able to work with people.
And it's just, and I haven't got to that level yet, and I haven't met that room yet.
Yeah.
But it's a lot but I'm working every day at it, networking at it, to the point where I'm eventually going to meet that person and be like, TK, just tell me whatever it is you got going on. And I got a whole checkbook right here.
That's fine.
Let's run it.
I got a couple people that I need to introduce you to, bro, because the dude that I used to work for Bob's Discount Furniture, he inherited the company.
Wow.
So he's a billionaire.
Wow.
So, I mean, not saying, and I did a podcast with him too, so shout out to Mickey Toro, but he loves, like you said, getting in those rooms, even if he, they introduce you to people like that when you get in them rooms. So, TK, dog, I wish you blessings on that. I wish you safety and blessings because that's what you need. But you're a strong man too, so I already know you're gonna be good and you're gonna be great. Dog, again, man, this is gems. This coming out ASAP. Yeah, this coming out ASAP. So, thank you so much, man. Youngest in the Yacht Club. Go donate to the foundation. Where can they donate to the foundation? Can they donate, or is it something that they can do?
Absolutely. At the Tarence Kinsey Foundation, we have donate buttons. I want to know I forgot my cash. I have a donation button for my cash, for my foundation cash app as well.
Awesome.
Let me see what that is. It is, 1 second.
Make sure y'all donate to the
Tarence Kinsey Foundation, but the cash app is $T Kinsey Foundation. $T Kinsey Foundation.
Beautiful, dog. and you're doing so much for the city. You're doing so much for your family, dog. You're doing so much for the community, bro. Let's continue to do that, bro. Anything that you need, man, Youngest in the Yacht Club will be there. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing those things. As long as it's positive, we'll always be there, bro. And thank you again, bro, for coming, dog.
Amen. Thank God for the opportunity. I appreciate you for inviting me on your podcast.
Big facts.
And shout out to the Youngest in the Yacht Club. They continue to do amazing things. Y'all stay tuned, man.
Big facts, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank
for
you,
real.
bro. Thanks, man.